Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
Serving those who serve is a lifelong mission, one that Budweiser supports with Folds of Honor. Together, they've been helping military families for over 13 years by funding life-changing scholarships. So join me in raising a Budweiser to raise funds for families for American heroes. Grab a case of Budweiser today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting our military veterans and the Pirate Nation since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party is back Thursday, August 31st at the State Theater in downtown Greenville with the chairman of the board.
Down at the beach club, yeah.
Tickets are on sale right now for only $10. Go to pr927fm.com to purchase your advance tickets.
I'd rather be in Carolina. Ain't no place finer.
This year's party will honor and celebrate the life of the legendary voice of the Pirates, Jeff Charles, with 100% of all ticket sales donated to the new Jeff Charles Scholarship at East Carolina University.
Buzzer! Game over! You can paint this one purple!
I'm gonna lock my doors and close my blinds. In my window, I'm gonna leave a sign. Gone fishing.
Are you ready for some football? Get your tickets now at pr927fm.com, and we'll see you Thursday, August 31st at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Carolina Eagle Distributing.
There's nothing like holding a freshly grilled Jersey Mike's cheesesteak. It's even better than holding a winning $1 million lottery ticket. For starters, Uncle Sam takes half. Then you buy some useless stuff, like a tiny suit of armor for your cat. And before you know it, your sister's cousins and Uncle Frankie come knocking on your door for handouts. Bing, bang, boom, you're back to zero. So if you want to play a winning number, order a number 17 Mike's Famous Philly. Freshly grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McGlawhorn, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
When you walk through the doors of Villa Verde, you'll experience the sights, sounds, and smells of authentic Dominican flavors. This is Jay from Villa Verde, inviting you to come by this summer and try one of our amazing empanadas, our famous red snappers, grouper bites, seafood paella, Cuban sandwiches, and much, much more. Relax on the patio with a fresh mojito or a cold beer while enjoying one of our out-of-this-world desserts, like our rum pineapple cake or our famous tres leches. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good, and a proud supporter of the the Pirate Nation.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Don Edwards from UBE. This year we lost a legend. Jeff Charles was the voice of the Pirates and an ambassador for East Carolina University for 35 years. To honor Jeff's legacy, we are raising money to endow a scholarship in his name by holding a 50-50 raffle on Tuesday, August 15th. Show your support for the voice by purchasing your purple and gold raffle tickets, and you could win $10,000. You do not have to be present to win, so get your tickets today at UBE and let's paint this raffle purple for the voice.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
How's everybody doing?
At the Burlington... I have no idea what the just happened.
East Carolina girls are the best in the world.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Superstitious beers. Superstitious beers. How about those friggin' pirates? It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Go Pirate Radio.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios on another hot one here in Eastern North Carolina, and another fun show coming your way right here on Pirate Radio Live on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930 online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. Be a part of the show there. We want to hear from you on this Friday. So we got a lot of guests to get to, but also time to talk to you about Pirate football. What you're excited about when it comes to the football season, what you're excited about when it comes to this weekend in the world of sports, and anything else that's on your mind here on a Friday. So we'll interact with you, Facebook, YouTube. Give us a like, a subscribe. Got up to, we were in the 20s on the likes yesterday on YouTube, and, you know, we're in the hundreds of viewers every day. 20 should make that a minimum to try to get to every day. So hit the thumb and be a part of today's program. All right, guest today, talk to Brian North about everything going on in the world of sports here locally and beyond, coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Also in hour number one, we'll air my interview with Tyler Snead. Talked to Tyler Snead earlier this week. He is coming off a 3-touchdown performance for the Montreal Alouettes. Had 3 catches, had 3 touchdowns in their loss over the weekend. They got a bye week this week, so we caught up with Tyler. We'll air that for you coming up in about 45 minutes or so. We'll have our weekly NFL chat with Tony Dunn, the C3 podcast. Find out what's going on in Panthers land. New day in Washington as they introduce the new ownership group. So we'll discuss that as well. And also the big news this week in the NFL, I guess the big topic going around is running backs and long-term deals for running backs not getting signed to long-term deals and big deals on their second contract. Right now you got the Giants and Saquon Barkley squabbling. You've got Jacobs in Vegas not getting a deal, so we'll discuss some of that with Tony Dunn coming up in hour number 2. Also in hour number 2, Ryan Meadows, head coach of Pitt County Post 39. They are headed to the state championships, and we will talk to Coach Meadows about that and give you all the details on Pitt County Post 39 playing some championship baseball. In the third hour of today's show, the voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium and Minges Coliseum, Morgan Ahlers, will join us to talk some football and more. And the Open Championship is going on, and we'll talk to Mark Greenhelge about that. And as we come to you here on the Buccaneer Music Hall leaderboard presented by The Buck, Chandler Honeycutt's here. Hey, Chandler.
The Buck. Hey, Clipper.
Thank you. Brian Harmon is in the lead at 10 under par. I don't know who that is, so I'll ask Mark Greenhelge coming up in hour number 3. Tommy Fleetwood, 5 strokes back in second place right now. And you got some other names. Jason Day is 7 shots back at 3 under. Jordan Spieth, 8 back at 2 under. Rory, 9 back at 1 under. So a big lead right now for Brian Harmon as they are wrapping up. Still a few golfers on the course, but starting to wrap up the second day of the Open Championship. So we'll have all that for you coming up. Mark Greenhouse joins us in hour 3. Shirley Rhodes is here. Intern Connor's back. We'll talk to him in a moment. Intern Dan, a.k.a. Danny Beal, here on a Friday as well. And brought it. We'll have to talk to Danny, too, about his the sandwiches he brings in. Because he is getting his protein.
Did he bring more?
He had a fat one today.
He's got 2, he says.
Yeah, he had a big old sandwich he brought in today. Micah Dennis not here with us today.
But making news.
And very excited to tell you that Micah Dennis, one of 2 women nominated for NCAA Woman of the Year from East Carolina. So that is awesome. We've got to know Micah here this past week as she's interning with us, but it will be Micah Dennis and also Carson Parker, ECU women's soccer player, nominated for NCAA Woman of the Year. And I think what really spearheaded this was her Name That Sound win over Danny Beal yesterday on Pirate Radio.
You could have been Male of the Year for NCAA, Danny, but you missed out. Sorry, buddy.
Could have been Man of the Year, but Micah Dennis knocked him off on Name That Sound, and then here we are. But congratulations to Micah. Brings a pleasant attitude and a friendly smile to Pirate Radio.
And she's natural behind the mic, too.
Yeah,
she's
very good.
Doing a very good job already, and she's just a week in.
Congratulations to her. All right. Carson, what's up? Or Connor, sorry. Carson Parker, Woman of the Year. Connor, going for Intern of the Year, although took a step back the other day.
I would say about 4 steps back.
All I gotta say,
but he's back.
The radio should fear me.
Just be careful. Just be careful.
I'm being very careful. I'm learned my lesson. All I gotta say is they should fear me.
Like,
watch out.
I'm glad to see you back. I was worried we weren't going to see you again.
My dad had a few choice words for me. He wasn't the proudest, which I can't really blame him.
Not a proud dad moment.
Yeah, I got that phone call at Lowe's, and it was like, dude, did you get fired? I was like, I don't even know. I guess you could say that.
I feel like it's
I thought you fired yourself. Like, we didn't have any suspensions for you. We just didn't see you for a few days.
Sad.
Yeah.
I was really sad. I was like, am I canceled?
You might have just got canceled.
Oh, you got canceled.
It happens that fast, you know?
It does. Cancel culture, it's quick. It moves quick, and it hits you like a truck.
I feel like this is an FBI situation. Like, I feel like there's a van across the street in the 5 Points Plaza with guys in a van, and they've got their headphones on, and they're monitoring this program, just waiting for you to
I'm wired.
one.
I'm wired.
You're bugged.
Chad says, welcome back, Mr. Connor. So glad to have you back here.
Thank you.
It's nice.
It's awesome to be back.
And no cursing as of yet. So that's good. Let's keep it that way.
I'm sweating over here. I'm nervous.
All right, you're good to go. Steve has smashed the like and then tells other fellas and fellettes to smash the like. Thank you, Steve. Chad said, are we going to have any slam ball talk today? League starts up tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN. That is not on my to-do list. Slam ball. So slam ball is what? You got the basketball goals set up and you got the trampoline court.
And the goals are like way, way up high.
Chad, no, but I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out tonight. I'll tell you what I won't be watching tonight. Avatar, The Way of Water, because I finally finished it last night. It took 3 nights and finally finished it. And it was a good movie. Pretty good. You watched any of the Avatars? I'm asking the wrong guy.
I was about to say, take another look at me. Does it look like I watch Avatar?
No, it does not. But it was pretty good. It was all right. Maybe some slam ball tonight. Something going on. Okay. Randolph says, good afternoon, fellas.
Randolph.
And Shirley Rose.
Shirley Rose. Axl Rose.
Every rose has its thorn.
Every rose has its thorn.
If I could have a nickel for every time that my last name was spelled Rose, I could retire.
Well, you got another nickel in the bank, baby, because Randolph's got you covered.
How dedicated is Randolph?
Dedication.
He said, I'm listening to y'all in the waiting room for a CT scan.
Now, you know, there's many people out there that before they are, like, if they're waiting to get a CT scan, their last worry is about sports talk radio or digital broadcasting they're just worried about, hey, what kind of result am I going to get after this CT scan? He is so dedicated to this program, to this station, to us, that he is listening to us before getting a CT scan. So shout out to Randolph.
And great respect to you.
Great respect,
Randolph, and great respect to Mike Schwartz and the ECU basketball team. You see they were out on the baseball diamond today?
I did. I think it was more of the softball diamond.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes still photos are misleading. Like you see a player and their team is down 45-0, and there's a picture of them smiling. He may have been frowning upset the entire game, and in that one moment...
Was Derek Anderson on their thing?
Right, like kind of a Derek Anderson moment where you catch him smiling when your team's getting killed. But it doesn't always tell the full story. And I bring that up because there was a picture of R.J. Felton holding a baseball bat, and there's like 3 inches of space in between his hands.
Man.
and maybe that's not how he holds a bat and swings a bat, but in that picture, it looked like it was.
Hey, when we tell you to choke up, we mean with both hands, RJ, not with one.
Did you see that photo?
I didn't.
Let me see if I can
I
pull it
did
up
see
real
some
quick.
photos, but I must have looked over that one.
But that made it look like...
Oh, yeah. He's about to go to town.
He just looks like he's about to
go yard.
Swing it as hard as he can. Now, with those arms, he probably could, but that is not the ideal way to hold your bat. So maybe we can get Danny out there.
Mercy.
You seeing it, Shirley?
Yes.
Softball Shirley, don't look at that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That is not how you hold a bat, son.
Now, that is before the stance. Maybe when he takes the bat
Right.
up, maybe
it's deceiving.
Yeah.
Or maybe his
it
favorite...
could be. He could be, in mid-practice swing.
Maybe he's trying to decide, should I choke up or should I not?
Maybe he's going to lay down a bunt.
Ooh, a little slap bunt.
Maybe it was, just before he slid his hand up to get behind the barrel.
Maybe he's a Kevin Youkilis fan and just holds it funny.
I still to this day never understood how Kevin Youkilis could hit the way he held that bat.
It's a still photo, so you cannot get everything, all the information, everything you need out of a still shot. So, and again, I'm not going to tell R.J. Felton how to swing a bat. I'm not going to tell that man anything.
I'm just trying. Hey, Danny, come and look at this picture and tell me what Coach Schwartz's pitch is. What is he looking at there? Is he looking to throw like a slider, or what kind of pitch do you think that grip
Danny.
is?
It looks like a slider, but his hands aren't big enough to grip the softball. No disrespect. I did talk to him yesterday on the track, and we need to get him for some VP, but I don't know.
He does have some sort of grip.
Yeah. He's got a couple of...
he's got the great respect grip.
I would like to think fastball, potentially slider.
He's about to throw a great respect.
Danny, any thoughts on... did you see the RJ picture? Any thoughts on his batting, the way he's got his hands there? What do you think?
That is a bold strategy, keeping your hands that far away from each other. I don't really... it's quite the stance he's got going. One would think that, maybe it works for him.
I bet he still could hit it out of the park.
Different folks, you never know.
Yeah. All right, good breakdown from Danny Beal and Softball Shirley, looking at the Pirates on the softball diamond today.
I would like to see additional pictures of other players and how their batting stances looked.
Yeah, I need some video.
Yeah, we definitely need video.
But you know what we're seeing in those pictures? We're seeing them playing softball. We're seeing a bunch of basketball players playing softball. We see a lot of basketball players smiling, having fun, but we see chemistry being built.
That's right, Chandler.
On the softball diamond.
Well said, sir. Very well said. Steve says he's listening to us from the grave. Thank you, Steve. Eric's listening to us from Guantanamo Bay. Thank you, Eric. Eric also said, dang, Danny, much disrespect. Great disrespect to Coach Schwartz and his tiny hands. He didn't say that. See, this is what happens.
Great disrespect.
Great disrespect to your tiny hands basketball coach. He didn't say that, Eric. Don't take his words out of context. This is how they get you. They got Connor last week. They're going to get Danny today. They're coming for everybody, man. They're coming for everybody. So just be careful. All right, Chandler.
Yo.
Let's get some... We're saying a lot of words, a lot of letters, a lot of sentences, paragraphs. Let's talk numbers.
We need numbers.
Let's talk numbers.
We need numbers, and before we talk numbers, I need for Shirley to do a number. And I need her to back that fat truck up of hers. Back it up.
Back that baby up.
Back that fat truck up.
Yes. Great respect to your fat truck.
Much respect to your fat truck and it backing up.
What are we backing this thing up for?
We're backing it up for ECU football. Because in 43 days.
How many?
43 days.
43?
43 days away until ECU and the Pirate Faithful intrude on Ann Arbor's community.
We're intruding on their community?
Yeah. Their community's having fun. They're having a good old time. And here come the Pirates.
Go Blue.
Go Blue. Go Big Blue.
Hey.
Get out of here. There was a hardware store in Clinton called Big Blue. Get out of here. Go Big Blue. Here comes the Pirates, September 2nd, 43 days away until ECU and Michigan, who Phil Steele says that this is Jim Harbaugh's best team that he's going to put on the field.
What does he know?
In the 6 years he's been at Michigan.
Phil who?
Phil Steele.
How about Phil get real?
Like, Phil, you need to get real, brother.
How about
Jim Harbaugh's best team?
How about, hey, Phil, chill.
So, you know who's going to be able to see Phil Steele's best team in the 6 years he's been at Michigan? That's the East Carolina Pirates, September 2nd, 43 days away until kickoff. It's going to be an awesome year. But to kick off the year, we have to have a party. We have to have the party of the year.
Yeah.
We have to honor probably one of the best Pirates of all time, one of the best voices in all of college football, in all of college basketball. He is the late, great Jeff Charles, and that is the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. That is 45 days away until that. Chairman of the board.
Hold on. How many days away are we from kickoff?
43.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. 41 days away until the Pirate Radio Kickoff Party.
This is tough.
Yeah, Matt, look, we wanted to talk numbers, but you got to be able to deal with numbers, and I'm not able to.
Party on the Monday after the Saturday football game.
That would be sickening. But 41 days away until the party of the year. Yes, it's back. It's the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. We're honoring the voice, Jeff Charles. 100% of the proceeds will go to the Jeff Charles Scholarship. And the chairman of the board is going to be performing at the State Theater. We have awesome sponsors helping us kick off the party. It's a great way to kick off the football season. 41 days away until the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. 43 days away until ECU Michigan. All of that on the David Price Construction countdown to kickoff.
David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. You can call them today, 919-291-5532, or visit online at davidpriceconstruction.com for all your commercial or custom residential and building needs. David Price Construction, run by ECU alum David Price, the proud ECU home services partner. 43? Are you telling me next Friday will be at 36? And the Friday after that, 29.
Stop.
The Friday after that, 22.
Stop.
15, 8, and 1. My goodness gracious.
I gotta quit getting excited, because I was talking to some trivia buddies about this the other day. The closer we get, the slower it's going to get to it, because the excitement builds. The excitement is, talking to Phil Steele yesterday has got me excited. Telling the people out there that there's 43 days away until ECU football has got me even more excited. Telling the people that there's 41 days away until we party our behinds off at the State Theater with the chairman of the board, honoring the voice, Jeff Charles. Good gracious. Anytime I have to tell Shirley Rhodes to back that fat truck up of hers, it gets me excited.
Mm-hmm.
It's me. 43 days, folks.
43
days.
Richard Petty?
Was that his car number?
Anybody? I hope so.
Richard Petty.
Okay, all right,
let's
good.
go racing.
We're good. All right, Jamie is listening from Holden Beach. The Holden Beach Intracoastal. Thank you, Jamie. Skip is here. Hey, Skip. What's up?
I'm here, fellas. Here comes Skip. Chandler and the legend.
Chad says R.I.P. Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett,
not the Virginia basketball coach, the old crooner.
Yeah.
The singer.
96. Great life for Tony Bennett.
I mentioned Skip a moment ago, Robert Skipper. Did you say Skip Holtz's name?
He's in the hat for Northwestern.
Now, he's in the hat for, I heard Rick Neuheisel talking about this today. This is not to be the head coach. This would be a special assistant to the coach that they already have there. And a few names were Skip Holtz and Dave Wannstedt. Hadn't heard from him in a long time.
And Wannstedt reportedly turned that offer down.
And Rick Neuheisel said today that Skip had turned it down in an interview I heard on, he was with DP. But Football Scoop also had this information. Dave Wannstedt, let's see, was 71 years old right now. He coached your Dolphins back in the day, Shirley, remember? Had the big mustache.
I do remember that.
Skip Holtz has also been reached out to. So they're trying to find somebody with, some experience, somebody that can maybe rally the troops.
Somebody that's been in college football for a long time.
Because it is a giant mess right now at Northwestern. Skip Holtz.
He'll just go in there and tell dirty jokes.
Is Skip Holtz the best USFL coach of all time?
Is he not undefeated right now? Or was he undefeated?
Well, he's not undefeated, but he's won a couple championships.
Why not say that? Why not go ahead and put him, at this moment, Skip Holtz, best USFL coach of all time.
Back-to-back 08-09 at East Carolina. Back-to-back with the Birmingham Stallions in 22 and 23. Oh, Skip Holtz. All right, let's see. Anything else? Gavin Williams on the bump tonight, folks.
Yep, can't wait. I'm going to try to go somewhere and watch that.
Guardians taking on the
Phillies.
The Phillies. So good luck to Gavin Williams. I saw Ariel Epstein, formerly of WCTI 12, now working with everybody, including the MLB Network. Her play of the day, Gavin Williams over 4.5 strikeouts.
I like that.
So let's get those K's, baby.
Yes, Kirk Cousins. I like that.
Jamie said, did June Jones do good in the USFL?
Oh, Junebug?
I don't know, and I don't care.
SMU coach?
SMU.
Hawaii coach?
Hawaii. What NFL coach? What NFL team did he coach?
June Jones?
Yeah.
Was it the Texans?
It's in your division, Chandler.
The Saints?
It wasn't the Texans.
No.
Jaguars?
No. They're also not in your division.
Not Jaguars. I'm thinking of the other damn Florida team, Buccaneers.
No, there's only one left.
The damn Falcons.
He was the head coach of the Falcons from 1994 to 1996.
Huh.
So there's your factoid of the day. Try to teach you youngins something every day.
Well, thank you. You do teach me a lot.
You got it, buddy. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. When we return, Brian North will join us on the Pirate Radio live line, and we've got some WCTI 12 news. You see our buddy Brett Kennedy is leaving?
I did not.
Man, they grow up and leave so fast.
You remember that time he did that, and that was awesome?
And that was awesome.
And then that was awesome.
And that was awesome.
And then Patrick Mahomes threw that touchdown in the Super Bowl, and that was awesome.
What do you think about this news?
Not awesome.
Not awesome. We'll talk to North about that. We'll talk some football and more when we return. Pirate Radio Live back with you after this.
Feeling like I ain't in rusted shame, so do
Pirate fans, the East Carolina football season is just around the corner, and there's no better time than to guarantee your seat to see the Birmingham Bowl champs at Donnie-Ficklin Stadium. Season ticket packages are as low as $115 in the fan zone. Pirate Club chairback seats can be purchased for $325. The 6-game home slate kicks off September the 9th against the Marshall Thundering Herd. Get your season tickets today by calling 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com.
What's up, Pirate Nation? Kyle Gaines here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Washington, North Carolina. Let me tell you what's going on this summer. We have 10% off MSRP on all Ram trim levels. That's right, 10% off MSRP on all trim levels, including on our Tradesman, Bighorn, Limited, and Laramie trucks. That's going to be 10% off MSRP on all trims. Also, we have our Washington off-road packages that we're adding on every make model here at our service department. So come check us out at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
We're here for the booty.
Party!
Pirate Water is here. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find Pirate Water in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
Pirate Water is here. 21 and older, please drink responsibly.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Pirate. Once a child wants to spell.
P is for pirate. R is for radio.
Speak and spell.
That is correct.
Radio.
You are right.
I'm learning a lot, really.
Pirate.
Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that uses fresh and local ingredients with influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine. The Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy dollar oysters Tuesday through Thursday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out daphouse.nc.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is Clip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Shirley, I just got a new ditty sent to me by Coach Udon Cheek.
Oh, nice.
The artist of, My Heart is Purple and Gold, among others.
I'm a pirate down to
all the way down to my soul. So I'm going to have to get this to you. We'll play it on the air. But
nice.
Coach Cheek, I'll have to get him on the show and talk some ECU athletics and some music with him sometime soon. But good to correspond with him on this Friday. And all of you out there as well, including Pike, who has given us a like. Says we need to get the likes up. I agree, Pike. Let's get them up.
Speaking of Udon Cheek, track and field, there might be a special guest out at AJ McMurphy's next week.
Speaking of Udon Cheek, track and field, there might be a special guest at AJ McMurphy's next week. Would you like to share anything else?
No, Kirk Kraft might be here.
Why is that?
His son-in-law said he was going to try to get him out.
Oh, yeah. So it's Kirk Kraft's son-in-law is a regular now at Sports Trivia. If he can get out there, I might have a few track and field questions just in case he shows up for next Wednesday night. That'd be cool. Robert Matthews says, hello, my Pirate Radio compadres. Hello, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
You cutting grass on this hot Friday?
Stay hydrated, buddy. It's hot.
All right, as we welcome on our next guest, Eric says, Clip, we need a weekly segment with Brian North called Due North. He could give us his latest dad hacks and dad advice. Not bad. Brian North joins us today on the Pirate Radio Live line. Hello, Brian. You got any dad hacks or dad advice for us today?
Yeah. Take your vacation without your kids. You get a lot more done.
All right. There's the... This may not be the advice you're thinking of, folks, but North is going to have some tips and tricks for you, including leave the kids at home.
Yep.
All right.
Do everything without your kids.
Yeah, well, not everything, but, I had to take a little trip up to the farm to help moms out and did it without the kids. And, man, I've been able to get so much more done without having to yell at somebody every 5 seconds.
That's right. You're in. Are you joining us from New York right now?
I am in the great upstate, the Valley, the Champlain Valley. Yes, that's where I am.
All right. Well, appreciate you joining us today. And Brian, I saw a tweet today from Brett Kennedy that appears he will be leaving WCTI 12 soon.
Who?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Exactly. Next man up, or woman.
Man up. Yep. He's not on scholarship anymore. Next one up.
Transfer portal.
Did you D on him? Did you coach prime him and say, Brett, you're not getting it done? We're going to bring in somebody else?
We just, we let him know what the transfer portal was all about and if he might want to consider it. No, he found a pretty good job that's more in line with where he wants to live in the country. I don't know if he's released all the information.
No, he hasn't. So, yeah.
But yeah, no, his contract had been up, and we thought he was going to sign an extension. And you know how life is. Timing is everything. And right as he was about to sign that contract extension, he got a job offer at a place a little closer to where he wants to be. And so it was just good timing for him, bad timing for us because we're getting ready to start football.
And, man, yeah, it seems like this happens quite a bit, right? Is it just when the contracts are signed? This isn't the first time I've talked to either you or another TV sports guy in the area, and you're trying to bring somebody in just as high school and ECU football rolls around.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, sometimes the contracts work. Sometimes it's just, hiring people. The TV business can be slow. They do contract extensions, so things always get messed up. There's never a really good time. Maybe the best time's going into summer, but there's never really a good time to lose somebody when you're trying to keep a consistent product going. But, Brett's been a good, loyal employee for, close to 4 years now and has done a good job for us. But, it is what it is. It's a stepping stone job for a lot of people, and if this is not where they want to be, we always try to get the most out of them and then wish them good luck and hope their next endeavor is even better for them and we've trained them the right way.
Brian, another former WCTI employee, Chris Haymeyer, the voice of the Campbell Fighting Camels, apparently may have been in the running to be the next voice of the ECU Pirates, but Chris will keep his great job that he has in Bowie's Creek, and Chris Edwards is going to be the man to fill the unfillable shoes of Jeff Charles and be the next voice of the Pirates. Are you familiar with Chris's work at all?
Yeah, just through Duke baseball and seeing him on the World Wide Web and stuff, and he's an ECU grad, and it's a good fit. I just am a little more partial to Chris Haymeyer, and as Chris sent me a text yesterday saying his dream of living in Aden and having our kids play together and his twin sons marrying my daughters, that is off the plan right now because he will be staying in the greater Bowie's Creek area.
All right, there you go. So, Chris will, and man, he's carved out quite a gig for himself there in Bowie's Creek, but excited about Chris Edwards and welcoming him. I say welcome him back. As you said, he is an ECU grad and seems really fired up. You want somebody to really want the job and I guess not use it as a stepping stone, Brian, and it feels like Chris is one of those guys that he might plan to be the voice until he's done calling games. So
he understands the culture, he understands the history, he understands all those things. So no, I think it's a great choice, and like I'm just partial to Haymeyer.
Yeah.
But Chris Haymeyer told me, look, he was in a win-win situation. He was going to be great if he got to ECU, but it's great where he is. So there's no hard feelings with him. And I think the other Chris will be a perfect fit, and just because it's different, right? You've got to know. Even Jeff Charles came into this environment. Now you've got a guy who knows the environment before he even gets here, and so even though he'll never be the voice, and the voice cannot be replaced, he's a new voice and a new start, and it's always good to try to replace a legend with at least having a knowledge of what you're getting yourself into. And so I think he'll do a really good job.
No doubt. Brian North joining us here on the Pirate Radio Live line. Robert Matthews checking us out on Facebook says, Clip, I read the new Washington owner could change the name again. We could have another name change with the Washington football team. They are currently the Commanders, which is a boring... what is a commander in this context? I still don't even understand it. We don't even have a logo. We just have a burgundy W as our logo. So, a lot of things to fix there. It could be a new name, but new ownership group introduced today, Brian. And again, I say this, like it doesn't guarantee anything. It does remove a giant black cloud that's been over the heads of the franchise and the Washington fans for decades now. Doesn't guarantee success, but is a nice breath of fresh air to have some new ownership and some old, with Joe Gibbs being a part of it, gives it a little credibility. Magic Johnson, I don't know how much credibility that gives you, but he's won as an executive and on the court. So at least they bring some winning, to the franchise.
And positivity. I mean, this program's been surrounded by such negativity with Dan Snyder and just short of saying evilness, but just bad mojo around it, just because he was just not a very good human being, it seems like. And so now you've got some people who are interested in returning the franchise to maybe higher moral ground. That's always interesting to say that when you're dealing with people with lots of money and they have a different life. But, it'll be interesting to see how they can change the culture and get those hardcore fan base. I'm telling you, there's fans who left just because of Daniel Snyder. You can easily get them to jump right back on that bandwagon. And if you just start doing things the right way, listening to the fans, engaging them, and just not being just a horrible human being.
I am with you there, and it would be nice not to be the laughing stock. I mean, it is not cool to be a Washington fan. I don't know how many kids out there. I thought it was going to turn around. Robert Griffin III, 2012. He's Rookie of the Year. Win the division. They're kind of cool to root for, and that all ended when he got hurt in the playoff game against the Seahawks. Yep. Got hurt again the next year, and we were just the old punching bag laughing stock once again. So there is an entire generation, Brian, of there are people who had parents that were Washington fans that want nothing to do with them for a lot of reasons, and a main one was Dan Snyder. So you're right. Hopefully we can get some of those back.
And with Ron Rivera there, who's pretty much we consider a good human being, and then Sam Howell, your quarterback, who's generally pretty well liked and seems like a good person. I mean, you've got people in place. Now you just get the winning going, and winning cures everything. Ruffin McNeil, cliff note here, or credit, it's a great deodorant, right? So if you can get that program winning again, that'll solve a lot of the issues.
I think you broke out a little bit. What was the line you used?
The great deodorant from Ruffin McNeil. Winning is the great deodorant.
Winning is the great deodorant. Okay. Chandler, you agree with that?
I mean, yes. Winning smells good. Makes you fresh. It doesn't make you stink.
All right. I like it. Winning is the great deodorant. Brian North joining us here on the Pirate Radio Live line, and Coach Houston and company trying to smell good this season. We talked to Phil Steele yesterday on the show, Brian. I guess the good news, bad news. Bad news, he's got East Carolina kind of middle of the road in the American. And I guess the good news is he does have them returning to a bowl game and getting 6 or 7 wins. Is that good or bad? That depends on your perspective as a Pirate fan, as a donor, as a season ticket holder. You would hope year 5 of a coaching staff you could be ready to win 8 to 10 games, but in the real world and the reality, you are losing a ton offensively. So I don't know. Right now, me personally, if you could give me 6 wins, I would take it. I know some people disagree with that out there, but either way, you're going to have to play the season out. So we'll see.
Well, look, you've got a different conference, right? You've taken out some of the heavyweights of the conference with Houston and UCF, and Cincinnati are no longer there. So now, who is it that they have them having to leapfrog? Who do they have at the top of the conference now that they think that ECU can overtake?
The team that did it last year in Tulane, Memphis, SMU, and then a couple of newcomers, UTSA and FAU would be the answer to that question. And FAU, Phil Steele made a note to say Tom Herman loves what he inherited there at FAU. So you've got, a few holdovers and a couple of newcomers that East Carolina might be trying to catch.
All right, does any of those teams really scare you? I mean, maybe Tulane, depending on what.
And Tulane doesn't scare me either. No.
Right. So everybody's basing this off.
But who are we scaring?
Well, I will offer that if they figure out the quarterback situation, which is a huge if, right? Based on losing Holton Ahlers, right? But the system is in place, and they've got athletes everywhere.
Yeah.
Mike Houston, I would dare to say, is maybe at the forefront of using the transfer portal at a non-Power 5 school, using the transfer portal almost as well as anybody out there and filling the needs that he has every year. He hates it, but he's found a way to use it and help restock his team and make it even better from the guys that he lost. I mean, I think when you look on paper, after each season, they keep getting better talent. So they're right there. It's just everybody wants to see a quarterback and a running back. They lost two big studs, but those, not that they're replaceable, but they're replaceable. You know what I'm saying? Nail it for somebody else.
And he went heavy on offensive line this offseason, Brian. And I know, and I like your line of thinking too, because you're right. We do get sidetracked a little bit and say, all right, well, who's the quarterback, who's the running back, all that. I still go back to your great prediction of Tampa falling off the map last year because they didn't have an O-line, and your words came to fruition there. And even though they had Tom Brady and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and a bunch of talent, they kind of fell apart from the inside. So I guess your hope is now ECU is stocked up on the D-line and has tried to help the O-line. Now, Nashad Strother leaving, Avery Jones leaving doesn't help you at all. But he's tried to make those quick fixes there, and we'll see if it works out on the O-line.
Look, and that's just it. You look at any great team, there's been great teams with not great quarterbacks who it's based on the offensive line. Any quarterback can be better if he has time to throw, right? It becomes the old 7-on-7 stuff. You don't have anybody rushing you. You should be able to hit those throws. And so same deal when it comes to an offensive line and then also the running game. And that running back room is pretty stocked. It may not be the fast guy who can get out there, but they've got some horses back there that are going to punish some people, and so that running game will help, sets up the play action, sets up the passing game, and whoever your quarterback is, Mason Garcia, we know how physical he is. He can run the ball, which gives you another element. If it's Flynn, who can throw the ball with more accuracy. So there's options there, but it all starts with the offensive line that can give these guys more time, because the key with the quarterback is the game's going to be fast for whoever it is, especially when you're starting that game at Michigan. The game's going to be fast. You need an offensive line to give that quarterback time so the game can slow down a little bit.
North, our best teams of somewhat recent note were quarterbacked by Patrick Pinckney. And if you did the quarterback power ranking since we've had Patrick Pinckney, he's behind Carden. He'd be behind Dominique Davis. He'd probably be behind Holton Ahlers. And they won a bunch of games, won championships, won when it mattered.
Now, go who was on that offensive line that was in front of him and tell me. There's a guy that I think is going to be a Canadian League Hall of Famer, and Stanley Bryant. Wasn't he a part of those teams?
Yeah.
And so you can go down through and look at that offensive line, and obviously Dwayne Harris helped and some of those other guys that were around.
And we got to talk about the D-line, too, and the defenses those teams had, and that's where, Blake Harrell and this defense can come in, and if that can be a strength of this team, that'll keep you in ball games, and then we can go win a few at the end.
Yeah, and that's one of the big secrets and that's what Skip Holtz did, right? He didn't have to score much. He was very conservative offensively because he had such a great defense. So, and that's always been Mike Houston's kind of MO. It was at JMU, too. When they were great at JMU, he had an offensive defense that would go and get turnovers and score points for them or set them up with short fields. And so it seems like the mold that he's kind of creating here as well.
North, does New Bern have a new head coach?
Yeah, they sure do.
Who we got?
We got Terrence Saxby, who was the head coach at Hertford County for 10 years. And that's the only place he's ever coached, but now he did a great job up there as well. Hertford County is not an easy place to coach. Great athletes, but getting those great athletes to all be on the same page sometimes can be a struggle at Hertford. He did a really good job with that. Now he comes in late at New Bern. We'll have a coaching staff in place that's already been there, but he seems to be pretty fired up. A lot of people are pretty excited about a youngish head coach coming in and taking over and trying to keep that program going. And look, their conference isn't super loaded this year either, so I think New Bern could be right there competing. this is going to be one of those things that we're going to learn about Terrence Saxby and his style as the season goes on. We're not going to know from the first couple of games. We're going to see his influence by about week 7 or 8.
Looking forward to talking high school football with North coming up very soon. Enjoy your time up there at the homestead, Brian, and we'll talk to you when you get back in Eastern North Carolina.
All right, Clipper, sounds good. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, man. There is Brian North joining us on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a break, come back. When we return, my conversation with former EC wide receiver Tyler Snead. Had a huge game for the Alouettes last week in the CFL. We'll talk about that and more when we return. Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Beach Tavern Bar and Grill has been the place to be for over 50 years. BT's is the best local sports bar in the heart of Atlantic Beach. Located on West Fort Macon Road across from Pacific, BT's has daily food specials, a late night menu, cold beer, pool, darts, and live entertainment for everyone to enjoy. Make it a summer to remember at the Beach Tavern Bar and Grill. Follow BT's on Facebook and Instagram for all the daily specials and events. BT's, the place for fun in Atlantic Beach this summer. Here at Brown & Wood with Jeff Stein, it's summertime, and Jeff, you guys have a new car wash.
We do. We put in a brand new car wash just for the customer. So when you come in, get your vehicle serviced, we wash, dry, vacuum your car for free. It's state of the art, but free to the customer.
And this summer you have an AC special.
It's summertime, air conditioning units are breaking left and right, but guess what? At Brown & Wood, all summer, I have free diagnostics on all air conditioning issues. Only at Brown & Wood.
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Help kids in your community this school year and become a backpack hero with Youth Villages. Youth Villages helps children with emotional and behavioral issues and those aging out of foster care. You can ensure no child is forgotten during back-to-school season and give them a great start to the school year. Go to youthvillages.org/backpacks to find out how you can be a backpack hero in North Carolina. That's youthvillages.org/backpacks.
Hey, John, I see your new system's having issues already. Yeah, I used the other guy with an AC brand I've never heard of. You should have used Delcor, John. They install Train. It's hard to stop a train. I know, but the other guy was cheaper. Cheaper isn't better, John. I know.
Don't use the other guy. Call Delcor. For a limited time, buy a new Train system and pay 0% interest for 12 months. Visit Delcor.com for more details. Delcor, the service professionals.
The Rick House has a delicious new lunch menu. It's Chef K's Country Luncheon, featuring the very best in country cooking, Monday through Friday from 11 to 1. Plates are just $12.50 for hamburger steak with gravy, meatloaf, baked chicken, smoked ribs, brisket, and more. Our country sides include mac and cheese, collards, corn on the cob, mashed potatoes, southern greens, and much more. Plates are just $12.50. It's Chef K's Country Luncheon, weekdays from 11 to 1 at the Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road in Greenville. Come get you some.
This is CJ Mayhew, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get out on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncparks.gov. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk some NFL and more with Tony Dunn in Hour 2. Also, Pitt County Post 39 headed to the state championships. Ryan Meadows, their coach, will join us Hour 2. Morgan Ahlers, Mark Greenhelge, Hour 3. And we're chatting with you folks who are along for the ride the entire time as well. But right now, we will hear from a former Pirate who is playing in the CFL and coming off a big game where he had 3 touchdowns. Tyler Snead had a chance to catch up with Tyler earlier this week, and here's how our chat sounded. Tyler Snead joins us here today, and haven't talked to Tyler in a while. Great to catch up with him. Tyler, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely. Great to talk with you again. Had you on all season long a few seasons ago, which was a lot of fun. So we'll catch up with what you're doing now. And right now doing big things in the CFL, coming off, I guess, your best game as a pro, right, Tyler? Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very exciting game. Obviously wish we could have pulled out the win. But, it was an exciting time for me.
So, 3 touchdowns? We've been previewing ECU opponents for this upcoming year, Tyler, and we talked ECU, SMU, and I'm sure, that's a game you won't forget, the one on the road where you had all those catches, all those touchdowns, and you were in the zone that day. Did you feel like you were in the zone this past weekend playing for Montreal?
Yes, sir. I felt good going in. I felt prepared, and I felt like we had a good game plan in, and at the end of the day, everybody executed, and we got the job done. It felt good going in. I felt good throughout, and your confidence builds as you keep going and you get it going. So.
Well, Tyler, let's go from when you left ECU to where you are now. And man, we were watching you preseason and following camp and seeing plays that you made with the Steelers. So let's talk about that time and what went right for you there, what went wrong, and where you've gone from there. But how about your time there in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, no, my time was awesome there. I loved it. Just getting that opportunity to compete with those guys at a professional level. I got to make a bunch of friends while I was doing it. But, yeah, no, I felt like I did good in Pittsburgh. I put a lot of good stuff on tape. Unfortunately, whenever they let me go, no other team picked me up or anything. So I was still working out just back at the house, just trying to figure it all out. And I got a call from Montreal, and they sent a contract over. They wanted to sign me, and so I ended up doing that. I had to wait a while until I came up here because their season, they started their camp in May, and then they start a little bit earlier than everybody else. So I had to wait a little bit. I was still working out, and then, the time came. I went up here for camp, and here we are now.
Every week, Tyler, we talk to ECU Hall of Fame quarterback Marcus Crandall, who was a Grey Cup champion up there, and there's a lot of Pirates who have had success north of the border. So, how often do you run into Pirate guys up there, or rather on the field, on coaching staffs, or how much do you hear about East Carolina up there in the league?
Yeah, no, I hear a good amount. There's quarterback Dominique Davis. He plays for the BC Lions.
Yeah,
but he was in Montreal. Last year, a couple years ago, so we played them 2 weeks ago. I got to talk with him.
Cool.
And then DB Deshaun Amos, he played for Toronto, so I just got to play against him. And that was pretty cool. Everybody loves ECU. Everybody's always a Pirate at heart. So it's good to see everybody and get a chance to compete against those guys.
Yeah, famous Amos, a Grey Cup champion as well, and now Tyler trying to win one with Montreal. How about and Montreal, I believe, and look, I've never been there, Tyler. You can tell me more than I can tell you about it. A lot of French-speaking, French Canadians up there. So, is there any different cultures up there you got to get used to living up there?
Yeah, no, it's a little different, and it is a French-speaking spot in Canada, but most of them speak English too, so it's not, it's not too bad. Like I can speak English to people and they'll understand and they'll speak it back. But I've been trying to touch up on a little bit of my French.
Okay.
I know a little bit. I got Duolingo, a little app on my phone, trying to learn a little bit every day. But yeah, it's just awesome to get to experience something so different. And it's really, really nice out here too. So I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed my time here.
So on the bye week this week, right? So what do you got going on this week? What are you doing day to day as you got a weekend off?
I still come in the facility, get a lift in, and get some treatment. Maybe get on the field a little bit. But after that, I mean, we got the rest of the day off. And so there's one street that has got a whole bunch of stuff on it, a bunch of shops, a mall, just a bunch of eating spots, bunch to do. So me and a couple of the teammates will do that. We might go to somebody's house, cook out, do a little pool party. So it's fun. The bye week, we had one already, so this is our second one around, and so everybody's either going back home or staying here. But yeah, it's fun. It's been a fun time.
How comparable are the facilities and training and practice areas there in the CFL with your particular team, Montreal, compared to say when you were with the Steelers in preseason? How do those compare?
They still got a good facility and everything. It's got everything you need. Hot, cold tub, weight room, sauna, all that good stuff. So I've enjoyed it. It's got everything I need down here, practice field, everything.
Tyler Snead joining us today, and man, it's great to catch up with you, Tyler. And let's go back to your time at ECU, and I want to ask you left when you had the opportunity to return. You made your decision, you stuck with it. Do you have any regrets leaving ECU when you did? Do you wish you could have done it different? Or are you happy with the decision you made at the time?
No, so I'm happy with the decision I made. When I was making the decision, I said I'm not going to look back, and I'm going to commit 100% either one way or the other. And I feel like I've done that so far, and I don't have any regrets because the experiences and the stuff I've learned and the places I got to go because of that, I've enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot from doing that. And so, I'm at peace with my decision to do that, but obviously, you miss the guys and you miss coaches and practicing out there. I mean, ECU will always be my home and, always be what made me what I am.
Yeah, and you're living the dream playing pro football right now. Montreal Alouettes up in the CFL and coming off a fantastic game where Tyler Snead was targeted and made the most of it for his Alouettes. So when you look at right now where you are in your career, Tyler, putting up some numbers there in the CFL, any thoughts on coming back to the States, whether it be XFL, USFL, NFL, or I'm sure you're going to be where your feet are now, take it one day at a time, but how about big picture plans when it comes to football?
Yeah, wherever God takes me on this journey is where I'll go. Like you said, I just try and take it day to day, keep my feet where they are. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping to play football. Wherever it is right now, it's in Montreal, so I'm hoping to play in Montreal, and I love it here. But if something changes or something happens, then at the end of the day, I just want to play. And like I said, wherever God takes me on this journey is where I'll go.
Snead coming off a 3-catch, 48-yard, 3-touchdown performance in Montreal's loss to Toronto. And Tyler, while we keep up with you in the CFL, we're going to have some preseason football to watch pretty soon. And some of your former teammates will be involved in that with Holton Ahlers, with Ryan Jones, guys like Noah Henderson. So you got Keaton Mitchell in Baltimore, and I know you didn't get a chance to play with Isaiah Winstead. He came in, had a good year here at ECU, but a lot of Pirates trying to make it to the league, kind of in a similar spot to where you were a couple of years ago, and it's cool to see all those guys getting their pro football chance.
No doubt. Those guys are all going to kill it, too. I know them. I know how they prepare and how they practice and go out there every day. So I got the most confidence in the world for them, and I know they're gonna show up and ball out.
Tyler, if we turn on one of your games now, will you look any different? I don't know if you're going to get any taller. You are what you are there, but stronger, faster. Is it a similar Tyler Snead that we saw playing here at ECU? If we turn on your tape now,
I think so. I gained a little weight. I got a little bit bigger than what I was back at ECU, which is a good thing. So I'm just trying to maintain that. But yeah, other than that, same game, same type of player.
Good deal. Talking to Tyler Snead, he joins us here. How about the cuisine there? I'm sure it's all it's Americanized, and you can find your American foods. But any different cuisine up there in Montreal that you're used to around North Carolina?
Oh yeah, they got a bunch of different stuff up here. But the craziest one to me is they have a dish called poutine, and I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's fries, and it's gravy and cheese curds on top, and the gravy is supposed to melt the cheese curds into the fries. It's a real good dish, but they got a whole bunch of things, like you can add chicken to it, you can add beef, anything you want. So that's like their famous dish up here, and I love it. It's so good. So I've tried it a couple places, and they got a bunch of cool spots up here. But yeah, it's nice to see a McDonald's or a Burger King on the corner every once in a while, just to make me feel back at home and whatnot. But the food is very good up here.
That's awesome, and I have indeed heard of poutine. Never tried it myself, but that would certainly be right up my alley, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Snead joining us. So, Tyler, how about the rest of the season? You guys are 2-3 right now, so still got a ways to go, but looking to pick up some more W's when you guys return off the bye week, right?
Yes, sir, no doubt. And I think we've played good ball. We just got to fix a couple things here and there. But yeah, I like where we're at right now as a team, and I think it's a long season. It's still early. I think we'll be good.
Tyler Snead joining us. Snead, great to catch up with you, man, and keep up the good work. We'll be watching you here and rooting you on in Greenville, North Carolina. But we wish you the best, man. We'll keep in touch and talk to you again down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you guys having me.
Good to catch up with Tyler Snead, former ECU wide receiver, now catching touchdowns for the Montreal Alouettes. We will take a break, come back, Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk NFL, Panthers, and more with Tony Dunn from the C3 podcast. Also, at the end of Hour number 2, catch up with Ryan Meadows, head coach of Pitt County Post 39, heading to the state championships. Got that and more on the way. Pirate Radio Live, back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Don Edwards from UBE. This year we lost a legend. Jeff Charles was the voice of the Pirates and an ambassador for East Carolina University for 35 years. To honor Jeff's legacy, we are raising money to endow a scholarship in his name by holding a 50-50 raffle on Tuesday, August 15th. Show your support for the voice by purchasing your purple and gold raffle tickets, and you could win $10,000. You do not have to be present to win, so get your tickets today at UBE and let's paint this raffle purple for the voice.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
This is Dr. McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all things automotive. Greenville Auto World is now under new ownership by the Cook Management Group, but still believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Tommy Cook and his team now have 5 dealerships in eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 or greenvilleautoworld.net. Pirates supporting pirates. Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of eastern North Carolina.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Christie's Euro Pub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. You can come and have lunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturdays and Sundays from 11 to 4. For the latest information, check out Christie's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also go online at christieseuropub.com. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint today at Christie's Euro Pub. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, Shirley Rhodes. Got intern Connor here, intern Dan, a.k.a. Danny Beal, hanging out. And some breaking news with Tony Dunn and Chandler Honeycutt, a couple of Panthers fans hanging out. From Adam Schefter, number 1 overall pick Bryce Young and the Panthers have reached an agreement on a 4-year, fully guaranteed $37.9 million contract.
Tell him to bring me my money.
Hey! All right, so there you go. 4-year, fully guaranteed $37.9 million.
Which I think that's the case for every number 1 overall pick.
The fully guaranteed part?
Yeah. So it's probably like something to do about the bonus schedules. You know, like why is it taking so long for them to negotiate this? So I think sometimes it just has to be like on what league day do you get this bonus or something. And I guess you probably want them faster than later so you can then invest that money in like enterprise in the stock market or something.
Important year for, Washington's Chase Young to try to get a nice lengthy long-term deal. I think we talked last week about Brian Burns, a about to be due. I saw Tony Pollard's going to be franchised, and probably he's going to be a free agent and be able to sign a big deal in 24. How about other Panthers, Tony? Who is this a big contract year for in 2023?
Well, one is a guy that just got his citizenship, or Frankie Louvu. All right, so he is on a 2-year prove-it deal, or not even a prove-it deal, just kind of signed a deal, I think came from New York. He had some association with Matt Rule in the past, I believe, but then he's played really above his contract level, so I think he's going to be trying to get paid. This year is Jeremy Chin's year. Second round pick, so you don't get the 5th round option. He's in the final year of his contract, but he's one of those guys too that's a difficult guy to pay. Much like Isaiah Simmons, is like these multi-tool players where they're really good when they're on the field in so many ways, but they're not the best at their position sometimes.
Right.
So they're not the greatest strong safety. They're not the greatest free safety.
Yeah.
They're just multi-tools.
Because when you pay them, fans do it. I'm sure GMs do it too, where you kind of look at the best players of your position, what they're making, and saying, well, you're not on this caliber.
Right.
But if you're Chin, you're saying, yeah, but this guy doesn't do all these other things I do.
Exactly.
So it makes it tough.
So he's on it, and then I think Derek Brown will be looking at a 5th-year option next year. And this is a big year for Terrace Marshall Jr.
Absolutely.
Is he going to be a player in this league or not? Yeah.
Just another guy?
Exactly.
Or is he something?
Exactly.
He showed promises last year, and I think he's going to have a chance this year to.
Chandler,
he's going to have more opportunities.
You can show promise, but can those players keep those promises?
We shall find out this year.
Will he have an opportunity?
I promise you he will.
Is he the third receiver?
Too many promises.
Don't make a
promise you can't keep, son. You're right. Checks your body can't cash.
I want to do it one day. I want you to, and I'll look at last year's. Let's see, Panthers.
Is Chase Young? They didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
No.
Okay.
And they did the same with Daron Payne, and he ended up
being great.
Yeah, and paying him. So still could happen. What do you think the target share? Look, I feel like we've talked about this before, but have you thought about the numbers? So I'm looking it up now, Tony. I think this will give it to me, maybe. And I'm wrong. I want to see the targets from last year and what you think it may look like this season.
For each individual receiver?
For the receivers, yes. Here we go. All right. DJ Moore, 100.
I think he'll
crazy
get 0.
to look at,
I think he'll get 0 targets in Carolina this year.
DJ Moore, 118. The next most was 47.
Good gracious.
That is crazy.
And then the next most was a player that only played 4 games.
Christian McCaffrey. So obviously it's going to be way more spread out with DJ Moore gone and bringing in Sharp.
What in the world?
It's nuts to look at.
That is nuts.
Do you not believe me?
No, I do. I just got to.
There's a good talking point for you.
Yeah, you C3 Panther podcast. Check it out.
So
DJ Shark. There's a lot of new guys. Adam Thielen. You've got Laviska Shenault, who was on the team last year.
So Marshall got 47 targets last year. Turned out to be the second most, believe it or not. 28 catches. How many does he get this year with those new additions and everything?
60.
Okay.
Wow, that's just insane.
Who's your starting tight end?
Who does it matter
Hayden
with this
Hurst.
case?
Oh, yeah, Hayden Hurst. Well, and he's going to get in the 40s, 50s.
If I'm DJ Shark, I'm going to just try to find an old DJ Moore jersey and wear it into every game planning meeting. And be like,
throw me the ball. It has the magnet. Like, they find DJ Moore's jersey in the locker room, and they're like, what's this thing? And it's a magnet.
And I don't know a lot about percentages. I'll look up another guy here soon. But 63 catches on 118 targets does not seem like a good number.
It's not the greatest.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest.
You got to factor in a new quarterback throwing them the football as well.
Thank goodness.
Those passing numbers might look a little different.
I think the one thing that we're going to, or what we're hoping when it comes to Bryce Young, is they've used the term point guard, like in describing the type of player he could be, or at least that's what David Tepper used. So a distributor. So I think what I'm really hoping to see in next year's stat line is you don't see something ridiculous like that where it's so weighted through one player, through DJ Moore in that case, or in years past through Christian McCaffrey.
And if McCaffrey would have stayed, it would just been weighted on Moore's numbers goes down, his numbers go up, and everybody else stays.
Yeah, it would just been those two players.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're playing NBA Jam. and you just got 2 players to play with. But I'd like to, I'm really hoping that you'll see guys that'll be like 5. Every guy, you'll have 3 players, 3 receivers each game getting 6 catches, 70 yards, and then a touchdown distributed between 3 players instead of one guy just being force-fed all day. And I just made a trade in one of my fantasy football leagues. I gave up Stephon Diggs in this case, but I got Cooper Kupp in this trade. And, people are like, oh, man, they're going off of last year's numbers. But Kupp is all they have. And that's like all they do is it's just going to be like those numbers, 118 targets for Cooper Kupp.
So, Matt, I feel like everybody has just said
that he stinks
it's over for Matt Stafford.
I know. They saying he's going to retire after this year.
And we're saying the word "they" a lot. Like, who are they?
The people I was talking to on the internet.
Exactly.
My fantasy football league.
Exactly.
Actually.
No, yeah, that same people with me. Different people, but same.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Matt Stafford's done. He's going to sling it around. And we were talking the other night at Sports Trivia with somebody about this, that drafting the number 1 guy, even on a bad offense, later in the draft is not a bad idea. You got to get Kupp a lot earlier than later in the draft, but he is going to command a ton of targets. So
they have nothing else. And, maybe you're looking at what was it, when Blake Bortles was in Jacksonville? And it's just like they're going to throw the ball so much. And we are, Clip, we've talked about this a lot in the past, is how fantasy football is just so handcuffed to what happened last year.
Yeah.
And that every ranking is just based on that. So, those guys had an injury last year, but they're a full season removed. And if they're healthy this year, that doesn't mean he's going to have a triple crown year or something to that effect. But we always just go off of what happened last year. And you got to wonder, what is Odell going to look like, in Baltimore? How are those targets? I know that we've kind of zigged and zagged on this conversation, but we're really just trying to talk about, like, workload in offenses. And it seems like this is the offenses that have guys that get the ball too much are generally not that great. If you think
Carolina Panthers,
Christian McCaffrey in the past. Think
DJ Moore,
Darren Waller when it came to the Raiders at one point.
Well, the top 2 target getters last year were Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams, and the Vikings were good, but not great.
Right, their defense stunk.
And the Raiders were not even considered as good. Right. So and you've got some Tyreek Hill got a lot of targets. Miami was pretty good. Philly was really good, but there was a lot more guys ahead of Brown, A.J. Brown, as far as targets go. C.D. Lamb, Travis Kelce, some of the other guys. So, the Garrett Wilson with the Jets was up there. Not that good. Deontay Johnson, Steelers, not that good. So,
and if you're passing all the time, sometimes that means, now it is a pass. Some offenses are geared. You look at like what Miami was doing, they're throwing the ball a lot. The Bills throwing the ball a lot.
Is Miami a good example of the point guard quarterback you're talking about, where Tua just kind of gets it out to his guys quickly? And
yes, and then the other case though is somehow Tyreek is still a monster. It's like he's still putting up number 1 numbers, even though everybody else, I think even like Waddle, these guys are still producing, even though they're distributing it. So, Devontae Adams, if you think about it, even with Aaron Rodgers, it was just like Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, every single play, it felt like. But Tyreek, you thought, man, is he going to get washed out a little when you have all of this other talent around him? And it turns out, no, he still stands out. That's what I guess is kind of unique about him.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about my Commanders and give you a few more Panthers notes. Tony heading to training camp. When is that, Tony? Next week?
Yeah, heading out Tuesday, but I'll have to kind of make a stop on the way. I'll be there Wednesday through Sunday.
All right, we'll talk to you, I guess, on the phone next week.
Definitely.
Can we do that? Live from Panthers training camp. Awesome stuff. We'll set that up and have more for you here. Pirate Radio Live on a Free Beer Friday. Chandler, we got the Busch Light Peach.
Delicious.
Which you are a fan of.
Big fan.
And we're giving away a case in hour number 3, so stay tuned for that. More to go. PRL after this.
Tonight, you can get up and walk away. Standing back to the
It's the summer shopping season at Brown & Wood. Here with Jeff Stein. Jeff, I've noticed a lot of great GMC pickup trucks on the lot.
Yes, sir. We have 2500s and 1500s in stock and the all-new 3.0 Duramax diesel. We earn 30 extra trucks on allocation, so go online, brownandwood.com, or stop in, build your truck, we'll get it coming for you. Brown & Wood, voted number one by the customer in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Hi, I'm Bobby Robinson with Aces for Autism. My husband Kyle and I formed a nonprofit in 2014 after individuals gathered together for a fundraiser for our son Samuel. Aces for Autism is a nonprofit ministry to serve individuals and families impacted by autism. Each week, Aces for Autism now provides an average of over 980 hours of direct service to children with autism. One person, donation, or action has the power to make a big difference. Visit acesforautismnc.com.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla. It's the best idea ever.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla, that was my idea. My idea. Doritos and pizza. I did that. Another one.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
This is Carter Spivey, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Well, keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live, Free Beer Friday edition. Got the Busch Light Peach coming your way. How about a case of them bad boys? In hour number 3, we'll make you a winner. Got Shirley Rhodes here, the Chan Man, Tony Dunn, and intern Dan, a.k.a. Danny Beal, handling the video portion right now. We're learning him a thing or two. Also, stay tuned for a video coming out where we teach them how to hold a microphone. Got that coming out soon as well. We put that together earlier today. That was a lot of fun. Tony, you saw the behind the scenes of that. And
a lot of work went into it, I got to tell you that.
And Chandler, just one of the best actors of our generation.
I listened to this podcast on The Ringer called The Rewatchables.
Yeah.
And they have this overacting award. And Chandler, you'll never get it.
Danny, can we get you on the mic? I love playing this game. So Danny is a Boston sports fan, which means he is a Pats fan. So you had a pretty good childhood, I would say.
Wasn't too bad. I had a lot of fortune with the years of drought before I was born, and then it seemed like right when I was born, the flip was switched, and it all went well for me.
Well, welcome back to crappiness now.
How crazy is it, Tony, to see odds for the AFC East and have the Patriots at the bottom?
It's like it's wild. In fact, what was it? It was Belichick is like on the hot seat, I heard, or something.
So, all right. This is the second time this week I've heard that, and I've got to argue it every time I hear it. There's no chance he's on a hot seat.
If he gets fired, I will be astonished. The only way he stops coaching the Patriots is if he retires.
I agree. And even Bob Kraft is like, has got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He would have to go 0-16 like
he's
3
got.
straight
I mean, he's got to give up the GM position a little bit.
I don't even think so. He's just got so much pedigree, and there have been so many moves over time where it's been like, this makes zero sense to the public eye, and it ends up working out.
And it's worked.
It's because he's a genius.
And because they had Tom Brady.
Yeah, that works too.
Dude, what if he just he's gonna die out there? It's gonna be one of those things. Is like you really can't fire him, but you really need him to retire. And he's like, nope,
I really would be surprised.
Not doing it.
Bill, what's wrong? I'm dying. What?
Yeah, I've been dead for 2 years. It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
You never noticed. I died week 17 of 2026
in Buffalo.
I died when Tom Brady left.
I froze in Buffalo. All right. I like playing this game. Danny, would you rather have as your starting quarterback Mac Jones or Bryce Young?
I don't know. That's they both have the Bama pedigree, which is good. They've both been under Saban. I would like to think that Mac has a bright future ahead of him. The past couple years have been very shaky, and I would like to credit that to...
This is a long yes or no answer here.
Cruddy offensive coaches, but...
He wants to say Bryce.
I want to say Bryce so bad,
but you're not.
He
feels guilty
I feel
about
bad,
it.
so I'm going to stick with Mac. I like Mac.
Would you rather have Mac Jones or Daniel Jones?
Mac Jones.
Wow.
Frumpy Jones versus
Mac Jones.
Boring Jones.
Or Derek Carr.
Mac Jones.
All right. I mean,
Mac Jones or Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
Mac Jones.
Where can I get? How about Mac Jones or Tua?
Tua's got like mashed potato brains right now, but I would probably say Tua.
All right.
Mac Jones or Kirk Cousins?
Oh, that one's tough.
It's easy.
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
I guess you think Mac Jones is a lot better than I do, or will
got
be.
A lot of, I mean, I'm probably
And
just the Patriots
this guy doesn't like Kirk Cousins at all.
That's not true,
just
but
the Patriots truther. I
understand.
I have faith.
Hey, look, I appreciate that. At least you'll admit it.
He likes Mac Jones more than Bill Belichick does.
yeah,
that's a good point. Exactly. All right, Tony. Washington has new owners.
I heard.
Glorious day. Somebody, so this is Nikki Jahabavala on Twitter, said, I did the math. Price paid for the team, $800 million. Price sold, $6.05 billion. Say Snyder did pretty good there. 24 years, 1 month, 25 days, 386 games. The regular season record was 164, 220, and 2 for a winning percentage of .427. There were 10 coaches, 6 playoff berths, 4 division titles, By the way, the best record they had in those division titles was 10-6.
Can you read this? 10 coaches, 6 playoff berths, 10-4 is like, and a federal investigation.
4 federal investigations, 2 NFL investigations, 3 attorney general's investigations, 3 team names.
Oh, that was wild.
27 starting quarterbacks, and just 2 first-team All-Pros.
What's the most wild stat up here?
3 team names has got to be it.
I think, yeah.
Like nobody else has had more than 1 team name, and we've had 3 in that time span. So those are the numbers. It is ugly. Also, I had this at Sports Trivia one week. The last team to win 11 or more games in a season is Washington has the longest drought for that. Haven't done it since 1991, I believe. So it has been brutal.
This is really, this probably shows Dan Snyder's brilliance in a way. And the fact is that he bought a team that had the name recognition, even though they had to change it 3 times, but that had this inherent value to it.
Yes, comes with one of the most historic franchises.
Yeah, the legacy value.
Yeah.
He then didn't have to do anything. Let the rest let the rest of the NFL get really awesome, and then cash in on the legacy value. The next owner won't ever be able to make that type of gain. It's like buying Bitcoin now. You missed the Bitcoin run.
All he did was build a crap stadium.
Yeah,
he let it fall apart, rain crap, literal poop down on people.
Ruined your quarterback's knee.
Cut your mic.
Or
get Danny out of here.
The new one I saw is Jay Gruden saying that he forced them to draft players without watching tape.
Yeah. I think Dan Snyder's watching tape.
Yeah,
all owners do that probably.
Right. But
I bet Jerry breaks down the tape though.
I wonder, like, is this?
I wonder what tapes Bob Kraft's watching, by the way.
I guess what I'm getting into is this, or getting to the point is is this the golden era of football? Like, will football in 30 years, will teams be able to sell at the rate that this growth?
I don't know, man. I feel like we've been talking about the bubble forever. Like, how big can these contracts get? How big can these franchises get? Like, will it pop?
And then the NFL continues to just dominate the headlines 24/7. I mean, I come in here every week and we still find something to talk about. Our podcast, crazily, it's like every time we say the death statement, oh, there's not much to talk about tonight, we get more calls than anything, and the podcast goes 3 hours every time.
Yeah, never fails. And the big news this week, we'll get to that in a moment. Chad, the Titans fan, says, hey, Danny, Mac Jones or Ryan Tannehill?
Mac Jones.
I mean, I don't blame you there necessarily. Sorry, Chad.
Poor Chad.
Come back
Chad
another day.
Screams at his radio every time he listens to this. I still wonder why you come back, Chad, at this point.
Oh, he did ask earlier, did we see the Oilers throwbacks? Yeah, they look great for a team in Houston.
And we didn't mention DeAndre Hopkins I don't know if that had happened last week when I was here, but Hopkins, D-Hop picked the Titans and the money.
Yeah, and
by the way, guess what? If you ask DeAndre Hopkins, Ryan Tannehill, or Mac Jones,
yeah, well,
we know Ryan Tannehill.
The Mike Vrabel effect.
Jack Dover said Hopkins on the bad Texans was a good example of targets we were talking about earlier.
Fake name,
a ton of targets. No, Jack's a real guy. I met him at an ECU baseball game. If it was a fake name, he'd be Bendover.
Oh,
you can't jack over.
I guess you're right.
I guess you can get jacked over. I don't know what that means.
I just heard it. Right.
Eric says intern Dan throwing heat to clip. He's got a few Ks under his belt. If you could keep up with Danny's verbal strikeouts during the show, said he's wheeling and beeling over there. All right, Tony. The big chatter this week was about running backs. What did you think of? So it's about Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs not getting deals, but you've got Derrick Henry who's gotten the bag.
He got the big one.
Christian McCaffrey gotten paid. But all these running backs coming out together, kind of forming the Twitter running back union to all collide.
I thought it was adorable.
Yeah, right.
And then,
isn't that cute?
And then it was like, guys,
Kind of sad.
Let's huddle up and get a plan together. What's our plan? Let's go to social media and cry.
That always works, right? Yeah, so that's where we are. I mean, we talked about it off the air. We're not going to tell you anything you haven't heard. It stinks. The reality is, though, if you're a smart team, you're drafting running backs and you are using them up on their rookie deals and then finding a new one. Like, that's the way of the world.
How many I've been coming on the show for almost a decade now, and we talked about Christian McCaffrey for a good 5 years of that, it felt like. And all those people that continue to say, oh, overuse, what was I always saying? It's like, no, just give it to them every single time. Don't care. Like, I mean, that is... And this is, I think, too, a lot of it has to do with the position itself, is that not only is there that kind of wall or glass ceiling that hits them when they turn 30 or whatever, unless you're named Frank Gore. Yeah. The idea, too, behind it is that it seems like a position that rookies can thrive and young players can thrive in faster than other positions. So, yes, you'll see rookies that contribute on teams at other positions. You'll see rookies that show a lot of promise. But there's a lot of times we've seen, like, Derrick Henry come in and first year just be, like, the best running back in the league. Dalvin Cook.
David Johnson did it early.
Yeah. And there is that their career is so front-loaded. And there isn't that time where they get better. They're not like wine. You know what I'm saying? They're not a fine wine. And that's just the nature, it seems like, of the position. And the other thing is those skills, it turns out, are more easily found around the league with people, is that there are more 5'9" guys who are 225 pounds that can run pretty darn fast than there are 6'3" guys that are 225 pounds that have a wingspan that's like crazy and can catch and jump out the gym.
Or obviously the lineman body type. And
right.
Stuff
They
like
just
that.
don't grow on trees. I mean, running backs seem... And so there's that. But I did think the one thing that irritated me about the discussion was when the players got in there on that one meme, which was average salary of the running back versus the kicker salary. And I don't like that, number one, because I almost feel like the one thing I walked away with that is kickers aren't paid enough at this point, because you can't find 32 field goal kickers in the NFL that are great. Like, if you say that it's not that hard of a thing to do, then why is it when every the starting field goal kicker goes down, they're like, it's awful. Like, I mean, Dallas had a guy that couldn't even make field goals in extra points, and they still kept trotting him out there. It is not that one. I was thinking I bet you it's far easier to go into Walmart and find a guy that can be a running back than it is to find a guy that can be a field goal kicker.
You got a good point. So you thought maybe the defense should not have brought up that argument.
And then the other thing is that the sample set is there's like 130 running backs in the league. You know, guys are playing different snaps. You know, there's 6-round picks. There's only 32 kickers, field goal kickers. And you don't carry an extra one. You don't carry all of this. So the way averages work, I mean, Najee Harris got up there and said, explain this to me. And I really felt like saying, what do you mean, math and averages? Because when you take a sample set of 500 people and then you take a sample set of 32 people and you do the averages, they're going to come out differently. But if we took the top 32 running backs and the top 32 or the top 5 at each position, it would be far different. Alabama got to work on that math program.
Robert says Saquon Barkley is really good, and he's not lying, and he put up astronomical numbers in his rookie year, and then topped those numbers or matched them last year. 1,300 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns. In the passing game, 338 yards. He had 57 catches and just does so much for you. And I think that's an example of take him out of the lineup and replace. There's a stat in baseball I still don't totally understand called WAR. They talk about wins above replacement. I feel like his wins above the average running back and his production amongst the average running back is going to be pretty astronomical, I would think, a difference. You disagree?
Yeah, I think this is that Look, is the 1,300 yards impressive? Yes, it is. Let's first put in one thing different, or one more caveat, is there's one extra game last year there in the season there was in his rookie year. So if you look at, that does help, one more opportunity to get above 1,000 yards. Yes, he was very good, but at the same time, there were 2 years before that where he was injury prone, or dealing with injuries. Let's put it that way.
So he's played 13 games. He's also played 16, and then he had 1 year where he played 2 games, and that was it. In those 2 years, though, where he wasn't putting up those Hall of Fame metrics, Giants fans were like, can't pass block at all, can't do all this. So they were crying about him that whole time. And the other thing is like, did they really win that many games last year, Clip? I mean, I know they made the playoff, but didn't they back into the playoffs? I called them fake all year. Yeah. Now, they did win a playoff game. They beat the Vikings, but I did call them pretty fraudulent for their record.
How about this? Would you take Christian McCaffrey, if you had Christian McCaffrey healthy today or Saquon Barkley healthy today, which one would you take?
And I'm guaranteeing their health.
Yeah, is that you get them their production, a full healthy season at their best.
Man,
I'm going Christian McCaffrey. I know.
I guess I would take McCaffrey, but it's close to me.
People after
that. What's your point on that? You're doing like 2 of the best running backs.
What's my point on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on here. My point on that is
that little exercise we just did.
I thought it would be an easier set. I think it would be clearer to pick Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, I disagree.
But I mean, and that's how people jumped off the Christian McCaffrey bandwagon in year 2. Here's one other thing, though, I want to add to that part about when you look at what they did last year. You got to be really careful in the NFL about paying people based on past production rather than future production. And that's really the thing here is it's not about giving Saquon the money on a short term. I mean, they signed the franchise tag.
No, so he's getting
he's going to get
major money.
Yeah, he's going to get top 5 money. So he just wants that money over time where he could risk deterioration. And I mean, it's fair. Look, you understand his point.
I know. I understand both sides of it. That's why
it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's part of it. It's the money ball part of football. And then you look at other teams around the league. And my last thing I'll put on this is what teams who have invested heavily at the running back position monetarily are really good right now.
Yeah. And they've probably done that research and say it is not.
Well, I'm trying to think the best. I think the outlier out of all of those is probably Tennessee. It's because they've been to the playoffs. Now, you got to put in that they've been in a terrible division and they haven't been able to get over the hump. Well, Derrick Henry's the one who's earned his money.
Yeah, who are the best teams in the AFC? You look at every year now, the Chiefs and the Bills. Can you even name some of their running backs? Like, they don't care.
No, they can't. Yeah,
that's not a good argument for the RBs when you think about it from that perspective. All right, Danny, would you rather, if Tom Brady said, "I will come out of retirement and play right now," if you cut Mac Jones, get him out of here, who would you take? Brady right now or Mac Jones?
Tom Brady.
Okay, there you go.
Man,
that's also like
that's like the Belichick answer.
A biased pick. That was a bias on bias. I double biased you.
My thought process behind that is if we get Brady for 2 years, we have a chance, and then we can just draft another quarterback and figure it out from there.
Yeah,
go ahead and win now.
My thought process is that Mac Jones isn't good.
Well,
that's my thought process.
Yeah, we'll go
frumpy Mac Jones.
You gonna be around this fall, Danny?
I'll be here.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Who's going to make better TikToks, Juju Smith-Schuster or Mac Jones?
Or Tony's 13-year-old daughter?
Well, they're both on the same team right now. Isn't Juju a
wide receiver one?
Yeah, does Mac do TikToks?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he did TikToks.
Well, he does. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he does TikToks as much as that people have made TikToks out of him, like rapping on the sidelines or something.
He danced in the Pro Bowl one time and looked like an idiot and just continued to do it.
And then, hey, this works.
Very on brand.
Tony, we will talk to you next week live from Spartanburg, right?
Yeah.
All right, good deal.
Do I get out of here early?
Ryan Meadows coming in to talk some baseball. Yeah, you're out of here.
I mean, we only have nothing to talk about.
Nothing but a lot. All at the same time. Yeah. So we'll talk to you. So what days are you going to be there?
Be there Wednesday through Saturday, and then I'll come back on Sunday.
Awesome. Have fun.
So we'll have 3. We got a live podcast we're doing at Monster Subs, which is, I know nobody's going to be in Spartanburg, but the real cool part about this, though, Clip, is that a supporter of our show for a long time, owns a restaurant there. So we're giving back to him by having the podcast at his restaurant with nothing in return, no like monetary compensation, but just saying like, hey, because we've built this, podcast just on that family vibe. So we're going to get there. We're going to hang out with a bunch of people, have a good time.
Very cool. We will check that out next week. Tony Dunn, C3 Podcast. We'll take a timeout, come back, talk some baseball. Pitt County Post 39 state championship in sights. We'll talk to Ryan Meadows, head coach of the 39ers, when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McGlawhorn, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Serving those who serve is a lifelong mission, one that Budweiser supports with Folds of Honor. Together, they've been helping military families for over 13 years by funding life-changing scholarships. So join me in raising a Budweiser to raise funds for families for American heroes. Grab a case of Budweiser today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting our military veterans and the Pirate Nation since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Wood Ducks are at home this week versus the Salem Red Sox, July 18th through the 23rd. Friday, the first 1,000 fans will receive a collard green straw hat presented by WRNS. And on Saturday, the first 1,000 fans will receive a collard greens jersey presented by Down East Heating and Air. Enjoy dollar hot dogs and bring your furry friend to the Wood Ducks game on Sunday. Go online to get your tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com or head to the box office the day of the game. Come out and have fun at Grainger Stadium all week long. Go Woodies!
Greetings, friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health initiatives, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Keep cool this July at your CBD store with 20% off any purchase over $100. Just mention the promo code COOL20. They have award-winning, third-party tested, natural products for sleep, relaxation, pain, and even pets. Stop by today to check out new Delta and THCA products that are in stock, including gummies, seltzers, pre-rolls, and vapes, plus unique gifts and accessories. Their gummies are #1 in the world. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, between Duck Donuts and Jed's Pizza. Go Pirates!
What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Petey Pablo, and right now you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Raise up!
This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. Why she looks so sad in photographs, I absolutely love her. when she smiles.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our various social media platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 65,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Free Beer Friday. Got some Busch Light Peach coming your way, a case of that. And hour number 3 to cool you off in these hot temperatures. And the boys of summer are out there playing baseball. That includes Pitt County Post 39 state championships going on next week, and Pitt County is a part of that. And their head coach is Ryan Meadows, who joins us here in the Pirate Radio studios. Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me.
And I took a step back from coaching at North Pitt, but stayed in command of Pitt County Post 39, and looks like another great year for your guys.
I did. It was it was a good year. I mean, it finished great. It's been a roller coaster. You know, we've had a lot of ups and downs, and but this team has really come together and gelled the past few weeks when it really counts in Legion Ball, which is July. So yeah, we made another pretty good run through our area. Won the division, and then won our area championship game over a really good Fuquay team the other night to win our area, and we're headed back to the state tournament in Campbell next week.
And you know, you still follow it. I'm sure you knew a lot of names and knew what these high schools were doing this year. Was it any different not being the head coach of a team and seeing these guys on the field every week, and then taking over as Legion coach? You know, in the past, you knew all the personnel. Did you still know everybody?
Well, actually, I'll tell you, I watched more games from the stands this spring combined than I have in my life, probably.
Yeah.
With the combination of just, you know, interest and, you know, a lot of my really good friends are still coaches. And then, you know, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I was at LCC this spring as well. Right. So from a recruiting standpoint, I was out there trying to do our due diligence there as well. So anyway, I got a lot better chance to get a feel for who could do what this spring, actually.
All right, so the action will get underway on Tuesday, 10 a.m. So a little bright and early, be out there playing baseball, and this will be at Campbell?
At Campbell University, yeah. They hosted last year, and then it rotates through who is supposed to host every year. Area 2, which is the Wilmington areas, they were supposed to host again this year, and nobody secured a bid for that, so the guys at Fuquay have a good relationship with Campbell University, and that's such a good area, so they put a bid in and got again. So it's pretty comforting going there knowing that the rainouts are going to be limited. You know, the field, as East Carolina fans know, is full turf, so you may have a lightning delay and a little bit of a rain delay, but you're going to play that day, so you won't get too far off schedule. It's not far travel for us, so it's pretty convenient, and we enjoy going there.
Yeah, you just had some success there, right?
We did. We won the area championship over Fuquay there, and I'll tell this because I know a lot of people. The biggest question that I get asked is, how do the areas work in American Legion baseball? So the state is divided into 4 areas. I mean, there's literally 4 lines drawn. Our area 1 is from the coast all the way to around Durham, a little past Durham. And then area 2, area 3, and then area 4 is out west. So the state tournament consists of 8 teams, 2 from every area. Mm. So just about every area has an east and a west. You know, my son kind of relates it to like Major League Baseball. You know, the two division winners are going to play for the league championship and then go on and do that. If you want to relate it to college baseball, it's kind of like a regional and super regional and then the World Series. So all 8 teams that win their division are in it, and then you play that for the area championship, which is for seeding. So there's going to be 4 1 seeds that win their area, and then 4 2 seeds, and that's how the bracket's built.
I asked the ECU guys when I talk about going to Campbell and other places about playing on the turf, and I know infielders like it. They say you get a truer hop, I guess, and you don't have to worry about that. But how about your guys adjusting?
Yeah, and I'm sure they can attest to this, but not all turf is built the same. Different turfs have different hops. Some play more true than others. Campbell's is really good. Really good. Now, what I will tell you is something that they don't battle as much as we do playing on in the summer is the heat. Easily 12 to 15 degrees hotter on the turf than in the stands, easily in the middle, end of July than compared to, March or April. So that's definitely an element and a factor next week. But as far as the field condition, it doesn't get any better than the type of turf that Campbell has.
And not to age you or myself, Ryan, but how many games did you play on turf when you were coming up?
0.
It's popping up more and more.
Yeah,
I guess, right?
I think the only time we saw turf was like the old school, like Veterans Stadium days when
people would tear up their legs and stuff.
Yeah, they built what the St. Louis Cardinals at Busch Stadium to drive balls into the ground and beat them out, and they'd have 4 hopper base hits to left field.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just turf and concrete underneath. It was nothing else.
Yeah, it's a little more advanced these days.
A lot better now.
Who are some of the guys that have been that have put you in this position, Ryan, that you're excited to see play next week?
Man, I tell you, we've had some great individual performances. We've had it's really just come together as a team. It starts some local guys. Luke Lambert from D.H. Conley has been really good for us on the mound. He didn't get a chance to pitch very much in high school. He was going to college at Pembroke to pitch and wanted to get his innings up, and he was just so valuable for Coach Mills at third base and hitting. And I mean, he's blessed with a plethora of arms over there. Luke was really good. They had a lot of really good guys.
Yeah.
But he's been unbelievable for us this summer. So it really starts and stops with him. We've had the 2 Smith kids. Landon Smith has emerged as a pretty good shortstop for us. He again didn't play the field that much for Conley. Was kind of a DH pitcher guy. He's used this summer to really expand on his abilities and his.
That's
cousin.
the fun part about Legion too, right? Where you
crazy.
get to do some different things and show off your talents.
Yeah, man. It's our roster wasn't exactly constructed for high level success this summer. I'll put it that way. It was just the nature of the beast. We had a lot of different kids that graduated from local high schools that chose to go do other stuff, vacations or trips or work or whatever. And but the kids that we had that wanted to play, we had to find a way to use them, and they've been receptive to everything that we've asked them to do, and they went from being receptive to excelling. We used the month of June to figure out what everybody can do, and now they're pretty comfortable. And it's, I think, a coach's job, I don't care what level, to find a way to maximize the abilities of the kid, and that's kind of we've had to talk them into, and they've bought in. The last few weeks have been fun.
Awesome. Game 1 for Pitt County Post 39 coming up 10 a.m. on Tuesday against Cleveland County. And what's the format, Ryan? You win, you're in the winner's bracket, lose.
Yeah,
bracket.
So they've done pool play. When I first started in 16 and 17, it was the same bracket as it is now, and then in 18 they started pool play. They've done that for several years. Well, they're going back to double elimination this year, so it's just a basic double elimination bracket. If we win, game 1 on Tuesday, I think we'll play at like 1:00 on Wednesday. If not, you're playing at 10 a.m. again, and you lose twice and you go home. And I guess you're, 4 wins away from winning that thing. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to win 4 of our 5 games.
If you win, is there another level you go to?
Yeah, definitely. And that's the cool thing about American Legion. The cool thing about being in North Carolina is you actually don't leave the state. If you win this, you go to the Southeast Regionals, and that is in Randolph County. They've got an unbelievable stadium. That's actually televised on ESPN, but what isn't these days?
Yeah.
It's on something ESPN.
So I was going to ask, are these games being streamed at all?
You know what? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe
Let me know.
it wasn't last year. Maybe Game Changer or something. But if you win the Southeast Regional, you go on to Shelby, which is the host of the World Series, and they do an unbelievable job. And that's on ESPN 1. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So And actually, the guys that are playing Cleveland County, that is Shelby. So they're Legion born and bred in that community. I mean, they play in the Shelby Stadium for their home games that the World Series is in. So it's a pretty big deal there.
Man, we wish you the best of luck, Ryan. We'll keep tabs on it next week and let folks know what's going on, and maybe try to get you on as well if you guys can stay in that winner's bracket and keep moving along. Your boy getting ready for some fantasy football, getting geared up.
He is, man. They his Tar Heel Little League team won the state again last week, and I think they play in the Tournament of State Champions again over in Wilson next week in the 11-year-old division. But we have started having initial fantasy football talks.
There you go.
I think as soon as they wrap baseball season up, he's going to go in full GM mode.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Just kind of ease your way in now.
Yeah.
Keep playing baseball.
We got to start thinking about keepers and that kind of thing.
It's that time.
Yeah.
Ryan, good stuff, man. If anything else we need to know,
I don't think so.
Guys?
Yeah, just wish us luck, and if you can get a chance to get to Campbell, it's a pretty good drive. And root us on and come see us.
Awesome. Pitt County Post 39, Game 1 coming up Tuesday at 10 a.m. as they try to stay in the winner's bracket, win, and advance to the Southeast Regional. That'd be awesome. Ryan, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, Ryan Meadows joining us here on Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a break, come back, talk to the voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium and MNG's Coliseum. Morgan Ahlers joins us when we kick off Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live after this.
When she smiles, how many days in a year when she woke up and told that she only found tears.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Don Edwards from UBE. This year we lost a legend. Jeff Charles was the voice of the Pirates and an ambassador for East Carolina University for 35 years. To honor Jeff's legacy, we are raising money to endow a scholarship in his name by holding a 50-50 raffle on Tuesday, August 15th. Show your support for the voice by purchasing your purple and gold raffle tickets, and you could win $10,000. You do not have to be present to win, so get your tickets today at UBE and let's paint this raffle purple for the voice.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the News. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
This is Dr. Christopher McDowell from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's time for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experience and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
The only thing hot at Russell's in downtown Washington right now are the prices. Hi, it's Russell. Rhonda and I have been busy putting together a sweet summer sale to save you some money on your favorite men's and women's clothing. It's that time of year when we gear up for fall arrivals, so that means we've created some great deals for you. All the brands you've come to love in dress and casual are now reduced. So shop the summer sale at Russell's in downtown Washington, because as you know, it's all about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's in downtown Washington.
With U.S. Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines. So you don't need that robot daughter you built to get a 4th line for family plan pricing.
Oh, Rope Elizabeth? She's not gonna like that.
The robots will prevail.
Oh boy.
Get the low rate of $19.99 per line. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
We value human connection with fewer distractions. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Visit your U.S. Cellular authorized agent, Atlantic Wireless, with locations in Snow Hill, Bellhaven, and Greenville.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping
keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our number one priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fork and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. I just saw the Freeboot Friday schedule for this year.
Let's check it out.
All right, so September 8th, you've got the Vagabonds performing.
Okay.
You familiar?
Nah.
I'm not either. Okay. September 22nd, Elton John Tribute Band, the early years.
You're talking.
Rocket Man. Let me skip a week and go skip a performance and go to November 3rd. Tell Me Lies, the Fleetwood Mac Experience.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
But October 20th, performing at Freeboot Friday.
The landslide brought us down.
People forget Shirley's the lead singer for that Fleetwood Mac band. October 20th, Sean Kingston. Now, that's the guy.
Beautiful girls.
Yeah. All they want to do you dirt.
Wait. Say that again, please.
Sean Kingston.
Somebody call 911.
Shorty burning up on the dance floor. Whoa.
When I hear Sean Kingston, I think about Mr. Robert, R.I.P., my dad's right-hand man, great man. I was around him a lot of my life, working in farming and stuff. But he, I don't know what particular kind of music he liked, but he'd jump in a truck if one of us younger people were in there, and it was the summer that song played over and over again. And suicidal. I just remember one time he said, I wish this guy would go ahead and do it so I could stop hearing this damn song. And that's all I can think about when I hear Sean Kingston now. Wow. So rest in peace, Mr. Robert.
Any Meeny Mighty Mo Lover was a good one too. Him and Justin Bieber.
No way, that was a good one.
Eeny, meeny, miny,
actually, it was a pretty good song.
No chance. So are you guys pumped for Sean Kingston?
Am I? Look at me.
Danny, do you know who Sean Kingston is?
I sure do. All
right, thank you, Danny. That button's tough sometimes.
You'll get it. Yeah.
Intern Dan, a.k.a. Danny Bill, pumped for Sean Kingston. All right, is Morgan Ahlers joining us? Morgan Ahlers, you can go do some Sean Kingston karaoke when DJ Captain Morgan is out and about. Morgan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. My question is, though, you've got an Elton John tribute.
Yep.
You've got a Fleetwood Mac tribute.
Yep.
How is the Sean Kingston, how is Sean spelled? It could be a Sean Kingston tribute.
It's like it's not SEAN, it's SHAWN.
Good point. And yeah, you're right, because I'm performing as Eldon John this weekend. And I've sold a lot of tickets for that, Morgan. People don't know.
Yep, all three people, and two of them have called and said they're not going to be there.
Yeah, what a scam that would be if some dude named Sean shows up claiming to be Sean.
Who's
Kingston.
that guy? That's Sean.
That's Sean Kingston. Morgan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm Sean Kingston. I'm here to do some country music.
Morgan, what you been up to?
Just working a lot, bud.
Yeah.
Actually got to play tonight right across from the radio station at Fifth Street Hardware. 8 to 11.
Awesome.
Plug, come on out.
Yes, sir. Going out and see DJ Captain Morgan. We're getting fired up for some Pirate football. Morgan had Phil Steele on yesterday, and Phil, like everybody, wondering to see what it's going to look like without Holden Ahlers at quarterback for ECU. And Phil does his homework. He has his lengthy chats with the head coaches. That includes Mike Houston, and did say that Coach Houston is talking up Mason Garcia, and also told him that, he thinks they can win as well with Alex Flynn. So we're waiting that quarterback battle in fall camp, but it looks like Phil still thinks Mason Garcia will be the quarterback, as a lot of folks do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting camp. I think both of them can go out there and win. I think Mason, we've talked about it many times, he's got all the tools, and now it's just his time to go out there, and there's going to be a learning curve. But unfortunately, he's got a 3-week learning curve, and then he goes to the big house in Ann Arbor, and then it's going to be trial by fire. And will there be mistakes made? Sure there will be, but I think there's going to be a lot of positives to pull out early, and hopefully, as the Pirates season moves on, you're going to see a lot of growing and maturity from the quarterback position for the Pirates.
One bright note, Rajay Harris announces he is cleared and 100% ready to go, Morgan. And I'm going to, a big Rajay fan on and off the field, but I'm going to temper my expectations. This is, guys like Adrian Peterson make it look easy coming off a major injury and running for 2,000 yards. It ain't always like that. In fact, that is not the norm. That's superhuman stuff there, but I'm hoping he can come back, be a part of the team. It's just great that I think for the rest of the team, they're going to have him around, his spirit, and what they can get from him on the field will be a bonus. But a very important player, I think a very important guy to have around the locker room too.
Oh, I definitely agree. Rajay is such a positive role model for the players there, and just a positive impact. And I think you'll probably see the running back room be very similar to what it was the past couple of years, with Rajay getting half the carries, and I think you'll see Marlon Gunn and I think there's a Javius Bond, I believe is his name.
Houston likes him a lot, yeah.
I think you'll see both of those guys getting in there, with Marlon probably getting the bulk of those shares, but it wouldn't shock me to see Bond in there start getting more and more carries as the season wears on. It'll be, instead of a 2-headed monster, so to speak, I bet it'll be a 3-headed monster this year.
Yeah, I know Coach Houston loves his backs, and I'll see a lot of those guys get touches this year. Morgan, in years past around this time or in early August, you've thrown out some names. I remember a couple years ago you said, hey, this Ryan Jones guy, look for him. He's quite a talent. He's going to be good. Last year you said big year coming for Isaiah Winstead, and at the time, we didn't know these guys, so you might have had some intel that maybe you don't this year. But have you talked to any coaches, any players, anybody, maybe some newcomers to keep an eye on this year?
Well, I think if he stays healthy this year, I think Jalen Johnson's set to have a really, really good year. I mean, I really liked him last year when he was healthy. He came back for the bowl game, and he's a tough young man, the transfer from Georgia a year ago. If you remember in the Birmingham Bowl, the touchdown pass that he caught over the middle, he caught it running from right to left. And as soon as he caught it, there was a guy coming full speed left to right and hit him, and he just drilled him, and he hit the ground, popped up, here's a football, scored a touchdown, ran off the field. And I think he could have a really strong year. And I think our defensive line this year, I know we've talked about that, how they've played a lot, is true freshmen and redshirt freshmen, but these guys have had 3 or 4 years experience now. They've all been playing together. I think that could be a really big key for the Pirates this year is to play their defensive line.
Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan, real quick, back on that wide receiver position. Couple of names here. So Kerry King has been around a while. We saw him as a spring darling a couple of years ago. And it's tough to get on the field when you got 2 1,000-yard receivers and a guy like Josiah Hatfield who's been in it quite a bit. So for Kerry, we're kind of waiting to see him maybe do it on game day. Small stature, but I know his teammates like him, his coaches like him. And then let me throw out one more. A healthy Brock Spalding. He kind of came in after Tyler Snead left, and we look at him and his numbers, his measurables, and we say, okay, can he be the next Tyler Snead? So how about those two in particular? Anything Holton said in the past, or coaches you've talked to, players you've talked to on Kerry King and Brock Spalding? What kind of players can they be?
I think with Kerry, I think he had a little bit of a breakout game in the Birmingham Bowl last year. He got a lot of looks and touches. There were a couple plays that I think if he went back and looked at it, he said, man, I should have made those, or maybe you should have stepped out of bounds, that kind of thing. But what I like about him is he was there. You know, and young players are going to make some mistakes, but again, you grow from it, just like we talked about the quarterback position. And I think Brock's going to be the same way. He's got the physical tools. He's very, very fast. Was one of these elite track guys in high school. I know he was recruited as a track person as well and opted just to stick to football. But he's got really good hands, and these guys just got to get on the field and start making plays. I mean, Tyler Snead, you know, he grew into that fantastic receiver we had. He didn't walk onto the field the first game, and he wasn't that guy. He gradually moved into that work ethic and that reliability, because it takes more than just, hey, I'm the best receiver out there. Then you've got to develop that chemistry with the quarterback. And, you know, the quarterback's got to know, hey, if I'm in trouble and I'm rolling to my right, you better be rolling to the right, too, and try to bail me out. And Tyler was so good with that. I had a conversation today. It's funny because they're talking about, would Tyler make it in the NFL? I know he's, you know, doing great in the CFL right now.
Yeah.
The guy I was talking to, we were talking, and he's going, yeah, but, you know, he's not that 50-50 ball receiver. Tyler never was. But he's as tough as nails. But what he did so well, and I think this is where Kerry King and Brock Spalding can do, they can get off the line of scrimmage and get open. You know, Tyler had this unique ability to, you know, I don't know if you want to call it a little wiggle move or jab move, whatever the case may be, but technique-wise, he could get open, and he's just enough where that ball was going to get in there. And, you know, you never count out that 50-50 ball. Look what happened at the Navy game 2 years ago, and the last drive before the game-winning field goal. You just, you know, those kind of guys, but it takes a little while to develop that toughness, that game awareness. But they've got all the tools. They really do, and I think you're going to see them on the field a lot this year.
Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line. ECU basketball in the news yesterday. Morgan found out the opponents we'd be seeing in conference: home and home, road only, and home only. And kind of a bummer that Morgan Ahlers will not be announcing the starting lineup for the Final Four participants from a few months ago, FAU. That'll be a road game only for East Carolina, along with UTSA, Rice, and UAB. We will get to see Penny and Memphis, and they might come in ranked when they get here. Morgan will also see, you know, still trying to beat Wichita State here. Maybe we could do that this year. And who knows what kind of team SMU is going to have. Temple will be here in North Texas. I am excited for Charlotte. I don't know how good they'll be. I just like playing an in-state team, and we'll see them home and away. So you saw that yesterday, Morgan. Memphis here. Unfortunately, FAU not here. But I am excited about Charlotte. What do you think of the pairings as far as the schedule goes?
You know, I think I've learned a long time ago, especially in basketball, it's unless you're the school that schedules the team and makes it the schedule you want, you just sort of take what you get. You always hope for these really good teams to come in and, you know, will it draw a crowd. But I think bottom line for the Pirates is we've got to go out there and establish a winning tradition. And if you play 12 teams that you go out there and routinely beat in year 12-0 or 18-2, you're going to have a great crowd in Williams Arena Minges Coliseum. If you start winning, you're going to have a great crowd. And now if you can beat some of these teams that are coming in, knock off of Memphis or beat some of these teams. And I think Coach Schwartz and his staff are doing a really good job of recruiting. They've got some transfers in. You've got some guys coming back that I think have a chance to be, top of the league as far as talent-wise with Ezra, and I think RJ could have a really good year this year. So it's going to be fun to watch, and I think the Pirates possibly could be getting into that postseason category now and postseason talk.
Oh, Morgan, don't get me too excited, man.
Clip, when have I ever said that?
Well, I guess you don't say it much.
Have I ever said that since we've been talking to you?
I bet you said it. I just overlooked it.
You probably did.
I believe that you believe what you're telling me right now. So,
well, I mean, you look at the talent. We're as talented as we've been.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And it's not just we've got a couple guys that can shoot the basketball. We're a well-rounded team, size-wise. We can compete with anybody, I think, in the league. It's just a matter of these guys have to go out and, again, start winning and start believing in themselves and getting that confidence, that little swagger on the basketball court. If they can do that, I think it's going to be a fun team to watch.
Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line. Morgan, we'll let you get ready for work tonight. Going to be over at Fifth Street Hardware. So that'll be fun, and be playing the hits tonight, I guess.
Doing a little bit of dance music, some karaoke, so you can come out there and sing your one-hit song.
There you go. Eldon John may be there tonight, folks.
Eldon John. I need Eldon to come in.
Eldon. Morgan, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks a lot. You guys have a great weekend.
There is the DJ Captain Morgan, a.k.a. Morgan Ahlers, joining us on the Pirate Radio Live Line. And, yeah, I'm not going to get excited about basketball yet. I want to. I want to so bad.
I know.
But
it happens to me every year.
I know. It'll happen. We got plenty of time to do that.
I will say this is the earliest I've been excited about basketball. I'm serious, because around this time I'm not even thinking about basketball, but it's like you get that first month, maybe that first month and a half of football season in, and you're like, oh man, they start advertising it at football games, like get your tickets for ECU and Coppin State. Get your tickets for ECU Coppin State at Minji's Coliseum, and I'm like, oh man, it's basketball season's coming up. And then, but right now, I'm excited about basketball, and we haven't even started ECU football yet.
I love the roster, but more so, Chandler, I love you. I have great respect for Mike Schwartz. Just great respect.
Great respect too.
I got great respect, Shirley.
I got great respect for
Bush
Peach.
For Bush Peach?
Yeah.
You have great respect for players hitting softballs?
I have great respect too.
How long can we say great respect?
Great respect
before Shirley finds
great respect to
great respect from Mike Schwartz.
Great respect. Great. And that's a good question.
I'm starting to say I think Shirley does not have great respect.
Man, asking him a question and getting a good question from Mike Schwartz is very rewarding.
Great question. Has he ever said your name?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. No. Yeah.
He did.
That's a great question, Chandler.
Great question. Great respect. Shirley has disrespect for all of us here and the listener because she doesn't.
Great disrespect to Shirley Rhodes.
Just a ton of respect for
I want the whole thing.
Give it to us.
I want the whole
Just
shebang.
Ton of respect for Campbell and their program and their coaching staff. Ton of respect for Coach Dixon. Ton of respect for Coppin State as a program. Great respect for the High Point program, Coach Smith. Great respect for Temple, their program, Coach McKee. Great respect for Coach Dawkins and the Central Florida program. Great respect for Coach Gregory and South Florida program. So much respect for Rob Lanier and the SMU program, their coaching staff and their players. Incredible respect for Wes Miller and the Cincinnati program, their basketball team, their players, their coaching staff. I've always had great respect for him as a coach and their program. Respect for Coach Sampson and the Houston program. Respect.
That's the guy you want leading your team. A guy that has the respect. Because
RESPECT.
It takes respect to get respect. You have to respect your opponent for them to respect you. Respect is earned, not given.
And
Mike Schwartz has earned my respect.
there is a video. I don't know if y'all seen it, but there's a video of this professor that
professor from AM1.
No, not the professor, but there's a professor, and somebody sat at the front of this class, and I guess started recording it because it seemed like an everyday thing. It was like a ritual. It was like an everyday thing that he would come in and say, hello. And this is how Mike Schwartz is. This is how it goes.
Put it up to the mic, Chandler.
Hello. I guess we have a four. Hello.
The same hello every day.
Just go.
Hello.
The amount of memes that have come from that video, you could go Cleveland Brown quarterback carousel, you could go so many others, but it's actually unbelievable how many things have come out of that video. It's very, very, very good.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Chandler, I think we got it, buddy.
Hello.
But that's how it is with Mike Schwartz.
Great respect.
Anytime he walks into, like, he comes in and we're like, okay, let's get our camera ready. Let's get our handhelds up there to record. And he'll scoot his thing up and he'll go, all right, great respect to, and that's how he starts it every single time.
Great respect to you.
Just a ton of respect.
Robert Skipper, he says, great respect for ECU football. He says, please, no basketball. You know what, Robert? I'm taking back my respect that I gave you. No respect to you, Robert. I'll take that back, too. Some respect to you, but we're talking basketball on this show, buddy.
20% respect to you.
Yeah. What's the no basketball?
No basketball.
It's like July 20th. What else are we going to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
I mean, it's July 20th. It's basketball season practically. Maybe we
kind of like the ton of respect, like a ton. Here is what an elephant weighs. Like, imagine an elephant.
Okay.
Inside that elephant is respect.
It's just full of respect.
Ton of respect.
Yeah. And well, now what do I imagine?
Is that not funny to you, Danny?
No. I'll speak for him. No.
Absolutely not.
No.
To me, what's funny is the fact that you said basketball.
Well, that is how he spells it on YouTube. Basketball.
Who?
Robert Skipper.
Oh.
Who I'm only giving 18% of respect to.
Right. Okay, I apologize. I thought Chandler's command of the English language had slipped again.
I mean, it happens so often, Shirley. I'm not going to blame you. But that one...
Don't underestimate me, Shirley.
Show the man a little respect.
Show me some respect.
Just a ton of respect.
You know who would love Mike Schwartz? Rodney Dangerfield.
Respect.
I get no respect at all.
Finally get a little respect. But wasn't meant to be. All right, let's take a break. Shirley, you want to go ahead and open up the live line and make somebody a winner right about now? Great respect to Anthony Kiedis.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Power Radio, gonna be awesome.
Anthony Pettis. Great respect to you. We are giving away a case of Busch Light Peach. 317-1250. What caller are you looking for?
The huge.
Caller 12 is a winner right now. 317-1250. It can be all yours. We're back with more Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Sidebar is the place to be this summer in downtown Greenville. Have a date night or get the family together for dinner starting at 5:30 Tuesday through Saturday. Or take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food around for lunch Thursday through Saturday from 11:30 to 2:30. And on Sundays, enjoy a delicious summer brunch from 11 to 2. Visit the Sidebar today, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House. To keep up with their ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nothing freshens up a space like a new coat of paint. And no one east of Raleigh makes painting easier than CertaPro. Residential or commercial, inside and outside, CertaPro is your dependable painting experts. CertaPro's concern is about getting your painting done right and making sure you're satisfied. Whether you have a large or small job, professional quality is what you will get. Let us come to your home or business and give you a free quote. CertaPro takes all the worry away from your painting project. Go to CertaPro.com and click on Clayton Greenville. That's CertaPro. CertaPro.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of Pip Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
360 Golf Carts is Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. They have easy-go, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by the 360 shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, 360 has you covered. They will even deliver right to you. Visit Brian Harris today on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room is serving up the best lunch in town with a different special every day. Come sit on the patio and enjoy wonderful weather with lunch specials for only $9. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room is open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. Thirsty? Stop in for a cold beer with over 40 taps to choose from. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room, next to the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Hurry to Bostic Sugg Furniture's end-of-season sale for amazing once-a-season savings on stylish looks for your entire home. Right now, get $100 in MasterCard Rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend. Plus, we pay your sales tax. Let us help you find the perfect mattress. Save 20% off. Plus, get $100 in MasterCard Rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend on select mattresses. Get amazing savings during Bostic Sugg Furniture's end-of-season sale. Going on now.
This is Kim McNeil, head women's basketball coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store, serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. They're open every day and have 2 locations, one in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903, and both locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for boat owners. Country Mart fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. And congratulations to Steve Hill of Greenville, was the big winner of our Free Beer Friday. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Friday, a Free Beer Friday, taking a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by Dub. Gavin Williams on the bump tonight as the Philadelphia Phillies take on the Cleveland Guardians. So Gav making a home start tonight. Guardians, let's see where they are. They still hovering around first place in that weak AL Central.
All right, I was about to ask, isn't that division very bad?
It is brutal, but the Twins are a couple games over 500 and 2 games up right now on Cleveland in the AL Central. How about the O's? They are a game ahead of the Rays now after beating them last night. Game 2 of that series coming up tonight. You can hear it right here on Pirate Radio. Braves beginning a series in Milwaukee as they will take on the Brewers tonight. Dodgers Rangers, that'll be a good series for the first place team in the AL West versus the first place team in the NL West matching up this weekend. So a few series to keep an eye on tonight in Major League Baseball. If you're Chad out there, he's excited about Slam Ball on ESPN tonight at 7 o'clock. I can't find that anywhere on my Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard.
World Cup tonight, too, as well.
Damn, I wanted to get to that, and I wanted to bring it up without you doing it, Shirley, but I failed. I like some night sporting events, and we got a 9 o'clock
9 o'clock, yep.
USA versus Vietnam.
You are correct,
Vietnam.
sir.
That is tonight. Also, I just saw, I didn't know this was still a thing, the X Games. They still do that?
Yeah.
Danny, you into the X Games?
Not even a little
Snowboarding?
bit. I was never a big skateboarder or snowboarder guy when I was little, so never got into it.
Yeah, not on my radar, but apparently that is still going on. But yeah, World Cup tonight, I believe, will be on Fox. Shirley, does that sound right?
Yes, I think it's Fox and Telemundo.
All right, so wherever you get your World Cup action, it will be available for you tonight. One final, Cubbies beat the Cardinals, so Landon Ginn can text Tyler Broughton and say, ha ha.
In your face.
In your face. Hoping to hook up with Landon next week here on Pirate Radio Live. All right, right now we will talk some golf. Earlier today, I had a chat with Mark Greenhelge, Golf Shop Radio Show, and not a whole lot has changed on the leaderboard. Everybody was just about finished by the time we talked, as Brian Harmon still up 5 strokes on Tommy Fleetwood with everybody done for the day. Talked to Greeny a few hours ago, and here is that chat. Greeny, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Clip. How are you doing?
Doing good. And at the time of this conversation, still got a few golfers on the course out at the Open Championship. And right now, as we sit, Brian Harmon in the lead at 10 under par. And Greeny, I've got to say, I'm not too familiar with Brian Harmon. Tell me about this American that's on top of the leaderboard right now.
Well, he's a left-hander, so we don't see a whole lot of those anywhere in the game of golf. Very few are out there actually playing at the top levels, but we have seen like Phil Mickelson and have some success before. But Brian Harmon tied for second back in 2017 at the U.S. Open, which was won by Brooks Koepka. Actually, him and Tommy Fleetwood had the final round lead starting the day, and Brooks Koepka blew right past both of them. So we could have that same situation coming up this weekend where we have Harmon and Fleetwood 1-2 going into the weekend. He also finished tied for 6th last year at St. Andrews in the Open Championship. So he has played well a couple of times in majors, but not somebody that you traditionally see at the top of a lot of leaderboards. He's won a couple times in his career. But, Clip, you and I always talk about guys that you should look at coming into events, right, into major championships. Well, Brian Harmon, in his last 3 events, was tied for second at the Travelers, tied for 9th at the Rocket Mortgage, and tied for 12th last week at the Genesis Scottish Open. So his form has been pretty good over the last few weeks.
Yeah, and that is paying off for him so far through 2 days in the Open Championship with that -10 he's put up right now. And again, Tommy Fleetwood, we're recording this around 2:30 Eastern time, so Fleetwood's still on the course along with some others, Wyndham Clark, Cameron Young. But it does look like Harmon will go into Saturday with the lead and a pretty decent lead, depending on what Tommy Fleetwood could do here. So you've got some other names, Jason Day at 3 under, Jordan Spieth 2 under, Clark and Younger at 2 under right now. But that's a pretty sizable advantage, and I guess we'll just see if he can hold on or if any of these other golfers can get hot on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, and, we talked a lot. I'm a stats guy. So when you start looking at Brian Harmon's stats, I mean, his total strokes gained compared to the rest of the field is plus 14.74. And a lot of that is from the putting side. He's a very good putter, so plus 8.36 on the putting side. So once you look over the next 36 holes, it's funny. We've been waiting for weather at the Open Championship. Well, it looks like that overnight and most of the day tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty ugly-looking day. Probably into a lot of Sunday, and maybe by about the time the leaders tee off on Sunday afternoon, it might be improving a little bit. So that's what you look at from that perspective, is that, man, he's killing it. He's made a lot of putts. He's on the positive side of everything, but the putting has really been the thing that has kind of bailed him out. I mean, he had a great start. He made a good putt on the first hole today. He birdied 3 of his next 4 holes to kind of give him a good start. And then he really hung on through most of the round and made an eagle on his last hole, the par 5 18. So he made a lot of good saves, made a lot of good up and down. So that's what you look at. Can he continue to do that as the pressure mounts? Statistically, you would probably say no, that he's going to back up a little bit. But the question will be, who's going to be the one that puts pressure on him?
Yeah, and that's where I wanted to get to next. Greeny, Mark Greenhill's joining us as we look at, the odds to win, the odds to kind of get back in this thing. Who are, any of those names I mentioned earlier, or even guys further behind you think could make a run on Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see when you start looking at the odds and what the odds makers are saying. They've got Brian Harmon at a plus 150 to win, Tommy Fleetwood right now at a plus 450. The only other person really, when you start going down the list, I mean, Jason Day is plus 1,800, all the way down to Rory McIlroy, which is probably going to be your next best bet, is plus 1,200, and he's 9 shots behind the leader. What you're gonna need to see, and the thing you look at, Tommy Fleetwood, in several major championships now, he did it at the U.S. Open, he's done it at the U.S. Open before. He's had some exceptional weekends, especially some exceptional 4th rounds, when he's kind of been out of it and he's worked his way back into it. Now the question is, can Tommy Fleetwood, that's somewhat in contention, depending on what he does in the last couple of holes here, can he have that exceptional weekend and put pressure on Brian Harmon? We've seen Rory McIlroy shoot, some really low numbers before. In some bad weather, can Rory McIlroy maybe get it going? I mean, he's been hitting it better than everybody, but through 2 days, he hasn't hit it very well at all. Can he suddenly turn it around and shoot 5 or 6 under in some tough conditions to put himself back into it? So you really look at that. Jason Day is another guy that's won major champions before, and can he continue to do something like that? This is going to be an interesting one. I think Brian Harmon's going to have to back up, but if he has a really good Saturday and continues to have a 4 or 5 shot lead, he's been fairly consistent over his career in not shooting really big numbers.
Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us. Greeny, as we look ahead in the schedule, you've got kind of a local interest with the Wyndham coming up in Greensboro, August the 3rd. You've got, the championship coming up in August, and then the Ryder Cup September. So, I don't know, what are you most excited about, looking forward to once we get beyond the last major of the season? Is it the local angle, the Tour Championship itself, or the Ryder Cup coming up in late September and October?
Yeah, it's probably more towards the Ryder Cup. I mean, we have the 3M Open next week, and then you have the Wyndham, and that's the last two regular season events, and then we do the three playoff events. So obviously the Wyndham is exciting because of the condensed number of players that are now getting into the playoffs. And then you start really looking at the Ryder Cup. I mean, we have one event before that, the Fortinet Championship, which kind of kicks off the next year. But definitely the Ryder Cup. I mean, you got people like Justin Thomas who really, again, not playing well, shot 82 or 81 or 2 yesterday and playing horribly, and has traditionally been somebody that's been on President's Cup and Ryder Cup teams. So you got to look and see how this team's going to shape up. It probably comes down to there's probably 10 pretty solid guys in this team, but those last 2 spots are going to be a fight, and we really might have to look at how things go in those playoffs to see who's going to finalize that particular team. So a lot of different things to look at as we talk about these last 5 events, and not really the first one of the new season.
Talking to Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show. Had Phil Steele on the show yesterday, Greeny, to get ready for the college football season, and he is, like myself and like others, not quite ready to give the ACC mantle to Florida State. In fact, likes Clemson there, likes Clemson in his college football playoff this year. So you got some Tigers believers back there, including Phil Steele, as we get closer and closer to the kickoff to football, and starting to get excited about that. How about just one more Thursday, Greeny, with no football on TV? You have the Hall of Fame game coming up a couple of Thursdays from now.
Yeah, can't wait for it. Like I told you before, I'm going to go to that Florida State-Clemson game. I think that's going to be a big one. We'll see how Florida State kicks off the season, battling against LSU. They took them down last year in a game where you were kind of looking to see which team was going to maybe start their resurrection. it didn't really pan out all that great for Florida State after that win. I mean, they still had a pretty decent season, but LSU probably had the better season despite that loss. So it'll be interesting to see how both of those teams look, because I think both of those teams kind of have been elevated by a lot of media outlets saying that, man, these two teams are teams to watch. You know, LSU could be in contention for SEC championship, and like you said, a lot of people have Florida State at the top of the charts. Both of them have really dipped into the transfer portal to make inroads, and we'll see how that works out for them. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting as we get closer and closer to that season.
Greeny, I know you'll be keeping a close eye on the Open Championship coming up Saturday during the Golf Shop Radio Show. What else is on tap for Saturday's program?
Well, obviously, this is a weird week, too, because not only do you have the Open Championship, but you have the Barracuda Championship on the PGA Tour, which is another event that's a PGA Tour DP World Tour. So, again, you're having that crossover of a bunch of guys that you don't traditionally see, and this is one of those events, too, that is the Stableford system. So plus is better instead of minus, which we usually see. And, you've got Vincent Norman, who's got now membership of the PGA Tour. He's right in the thick of things in second place. So you look at that. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about the 3M Open that's coming up next week, and we're going to check in with the tournament director for that, Mike Welch. We're going to check in with Matt Ward of Golf Today UK, who's over at the British Open, so he's going to give us a little insight to that. We'll check in with Bill Bender and see where his media days are going as we lead up to college football. And then we'll also check in with the Orange Whips, Jim Hackenberg, the great thing to help you get warmed up before your round, and also to keep you exercised and get your golf game a little bit more in shape. So lots going on.
Mark Greenhill's joining us today on Pirate Radio Live as the Open Championship going on. You can hear the Golf Shop Radio Show coming up on Saturday right here on Pirate Radio. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after these words.
Here at Brown & Wood with Jeff Stein. It's summertime, and Jeff, you guys have a new car wash.
We do. We put in a brand new car wash just for the customer. So when you come in, get your vehicle serviced, we wash, dry, vacuum your car for free. It's state-of-the-art, but free to the customer.
And this summer, you have an AC special.
It's summertime. Air conditioning units are breaking left and right. But guess what? At Brown & Wood, all summer, I have free diagnostics on all air conditioning issues. Only at Brown & Wood.
Did you know that it's illegal to dig without first calling 811? 811 is a free program that locates underground utilities, marking them with flags and paint lines so you know where not to dig. Accidentally digging into utility lines interrupts service and could seriously hurt you or someone else. If you know someone who's planning to dig, encourage them to call 811 at least 3 full working days before they dig. 811 is free, it's safe, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Greenville Utilities and this station.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McLaughlin, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates.
Already planning for some fun in the sun? Don't forget to fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with 5% alcohol, Twisted Tea is there to turn things up all day long. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Hey Miles, isn't it amazing to think our family has been distributing soft drinks since 1923?
It certainly is, Landon, and with that comes a lot of change. But what hasn't changed is our dedication and commitment to our customers. I'm Miles Minges.
And I'm Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. Our family has taken great pride in refreshing our neighbors, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over a century. From our family to yours, we say thank you and are honored to be a part of this wonderful community.
Here's to 100 as we celebrate our employees and our customers all over Eastern North Carolina. From generations before us and to future generations.
Cheers to the next 100 years. Cheers to the next 100 years.
Skip the cooking this week and liven up your gathering with catering from Jimmy John's. Choose from a variety of mouth-watering Jimmy John's specialties, including box lunches, tasty sides, 18 or 30-piece party boxes, or 12 packs of mini Jimmys, made to order on fresh-baked bread with hand-sliced meats and fresh veggies. Pick it up or they'll set it up for you. And don't forget Jimmy John's loyalty app with a free sandwich after your first visit.
Jimmy John's, with 3 locations in Greenville. Order online at jimmyjohns.com. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report. The Dow closed out the week up 2 points at 35,227. The NASDAQ was down 30 points at 14,032. And the S&P was only up a point at 4,536. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now back to the show. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Friday, as we look forward to the weekend and be 1 week closer to Pirate football, already in the 40s. We did the David Price Construction countdown to kickoff, and we were at 43. Chandler, is that what you said?
Yes. So we'll be, all right, we're in the 40s today, this week. Next week we'll be in the 30s. The very next week we'll be in the 20s. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
2 weeks from now we'll be in the 20s.
It don't seem right. And we'll hit August, and we'll have fall camp. We'll have practice to follow. By the way, coming up, Monday, Tuesday is AAC Football Media Days. So that is going on in Texas, and we'll have it covered remotely for you and hear what Mike Houston has to say. Also, Jeremy Lewis and Shane Calhoun, and I'm kind of interested to get to know some of the other teams as well. We've talked about it quite a bit. We've gone over the American with Jeff Nadeau and talked about it with Phil Steele and bring it up time to time here on Pirate Radio. But what does Jeff Traylor have to say at UTSA? Tom Herman at FAU. Starting to get worried about them a little bit just because of Phil Steele, his comments yesterday about Tom Herman loves what he inherited there at FAU. So could he turn them into a power year one of them being in the American? What does Willie Fritz have to say about his Tulane team that had their magical year last year? Can they repeat that this year? A lot to.
What does Trent Dilfer have to say?
That's going to be fascinating. That's right, Trent Dilfer at UAB. We still got a couple of opponent previews to do as well, so we'll try to knock them out next week as we wrap up the season. I got to tell you, I've not heard much back from Charlotte. I've emailed their media guy. I have tweeted their play-by-play guy, and have had no response. So I might just make them into a rival.
I think they should be.
Yeah.
Easily. I think they should be. And I think this situation that you got going on now, being ghosted by them, should build on to that rivalry. I think that, in baseball, Danny Beal, y'all should hate them next year when y'all go to Charlotte or they come to Greenville. Y'all should be wanting to beat their tail.
Well, ever since when I was a freshman, when they came here for the regional, it's always been a bit of a rivalry. Especially since we played them this year at Truist in Charlotte, it's a bit of a rivalry. I think they're coming to our place next year, so it should be a good atmosphere.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, yeah. So I think there is a rivalry, and them ghosting not just any person, but Clip Brock.
What? Heighten it.
I mean,
we're coming for blood.
I want Cliff.
Can you try to get Biff? You could probably find out Biff Puggy's number, and he would just be like, "Oh, they didn't get up with you? I'll go on the show."
Yeah, I could probably get him. I want Cliff in the team room before the game. You know,
we need to bring you in.
yeah. If I need to come in,
do you see this man?
I will.
Disrespect.
They ghosted him last year. They were trying to do the football preview, and they ghosted this man.
I kind of deserve it though, right? For all the ghosting I've done in my life.
You are a ghoster.
I was ghosting y'all last night. I ghosted you last night.
I know. It's funny you bring that up.
I literally ghosted you last night.
And guess what? Did you at least see it and did you chuckle?
Yeah.
You did smile?
Yes.
That's all that matters, man. Yeah. As long as you saw it. And, I mean, you could be lying to me right now. Because you did high-pitch that.
I saw it.
You're like, yeah.
And I was like, that guy looks like the guy that you said it looked like.
Here's what hurt the most, though.
Being so close?
Was being so close. When I sent it, I was like, man. Yeah, you ever send something to somebody and you're like, man, I can't wait for their reaction.
Cliff's gonna love this.
I can't
Crickets.
say that. I can't say it, but
nothing.
The guys are gonna love this. Send it off. I didn't get any response back except from our old intern Atticus.
Yeah. My apologies.
Who actually thought that was Ben Mintz. By the way, I thought I saw Ben Mintz yesterday at AJ's, and it wasn't.
It was an imposter. All right. Good segment.
Are you being facetious?
A little bit, but we talked about some things.
That was a big word that you just used.
Facetious?
It's just because my English teacher used it all the time.
You think your English teacher was showing off? Like, hey, look at me.
Hey,
I
watch
know
this.
Words.
Facetious.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, my God.
Well, according to Shirley, your English teacher did a pretty bad job.
Who, mine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how to speak.
Another strikeout for Danny Beal. He's
Bang.
up to 5 on the day.
Yeah.
Trying to go. You are going to go the distance today.
Hey. Rebounding from what's that sound? I had to make a big statement today.
It's called Name That Sound.
I heard.
That's a balk.
Yeah, balk. Balk. But like
pitch clock violation.
Y'all have to learn the name of the game because it like Micah yesterday said, guess that sound. I went,
It's our first week.
Kids today have no respect.
No respect. I mean, no respect.
No respect.
Exactly.
Just
you can learn something from Mike Schwartz. You need to go over to that gym, Danny. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live when we return after these words.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is Don Edwards from UBE. This year we lost a legend. Jeff Charles was the voice of the Pirates and an ambassador for East Carolina University for 35 years. To honor Jeff's legacy, we are raising money to endow a scholarship in his name by holding a 50-50 raffle on Tuesday, August 15th. Show your support for the voice by purchasing your purple and gold raffle tickets, and you could win $10,000. You do not have to be present to win, so get your tickets today at UBE and let's paint this raffle purple for the voice.
The Beach Tavern Bar and Grill has been the place to be for over 50 years. BT's is the best local sports bar in the heart of Atlantic Beach. Located on West Fort Macon Road across from Pacific, BT's has daily food specials, a late night menu, cold beer, pool, darts, and live entertainment for everyone to enjoy. Make it a summer to remember at the Beach Tavern Bar and Grill. Follow BT's on Facebook and Instagram for all the daily specials and events. BT's, the place for fun in Atlantic Beach this summer.
You gotta love the juice at Jersey Mike's. That zing of real red wine vinegar and olive oil blend is even better than the zing of a first kiss. No offense to Brenda DeMarche. It was a fine first smooch for me behind the bleachers. But there's nothing like when that zing of the juice hits your lips for the very first time. Years later, Brenda and I shared a Jersey Mike's sub with extra juice. We had a better time because neither of us had braces. Add a flavor zing with the juice. Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offers over 50 years of experience. To get started, call me, Talbot Green, 714-2076.
Talbot Green, NMLS 120331. For informational purposes only. Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender. NMLS 208516.
Hey, John, I see your new system's having issues already.
Yeah, I used the other guy with an AC brand I've never heard of.
You should have used Delcor, John. They install Train. It's hard to stop a train.
I know, but the other guy was cheaper.
Cheaper isn't better, John.
I know.
Don't use the other guy. Call Delcor. For a limited time, buy a new Train system and pay 0% interest for 12 months. Visit Delcor.com for more details. Delcor, the service professionals.
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
Coco's Sports Bar and Restaurant, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location, has daily lunch specials from 11 to 5, including their famous $1 wing special Monday through Wednesday all day long. Coco's has entertainment every Tuesday with country western night and karaoke on Thursday starting at 8. Take advantage of their weekly fresh fruit margarita specials and be sure to try the best Philly ribeye steak rolls in town while you're at it. Coco's Sports Bar and Restaurant, Greenville's Diamond in the Rough. Check them out on Facebook for more information. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
It's important to me that we're able to connect the past, the tradition of East Carolina football, our current roster, and the future of what this program is going to be.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Well, you can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your phone, or you can visit pr927fm.com. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip.
Getting ready to wrap up a week of Pirate Radio Live. Another good movie for Lily and I to watch. We got through Avatar. I like your shades.
Thanks, man.
You're fired up. You're about to paint the town Honeycut this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah, man.
What you got going on?
A lot of celebration going on.
The Buck?
Got the Buck going on this weekend. Got a little bit of AJ McMurphy's action.
Little TBs, maybe?
My buddy Josh, he's turned the big 4-5.
Okay.
So he's celebrating his birthday this weekend. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Complete game on the video side for Danny Beal. Good work, Danny.
Yes,
way to
sir.
Go, man.
Standing up.
Yes, sir. Tipping the cap to you. Charlie Rhodes, good work as always. We'll be back with you Monday at 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Y'all have a great weekend. Appreciate y'all tuning in, being part of the show, and we'll talk to you coming up on Monday. For the crew here, I'm Clip Brock. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. This is the Pirate Radio Podcast.
Welcome to the Pirate Radio Podcast. I know you're used to hearing a number of different voices on this platform, but my name is Mac McCarthy, and I'm hoping to be another regular voice on the podcast going forward. I've been working in Division I college athletics since 1974, and while that makes me a really old guy, it also means I've seen a lot and crossed paths with a number of good folks in my time. While I technically retired a decade ago, I've stayed very active in college sports by being a color analyst on television and radio, as well as doing regular radio shows around the country and podcasts in the region. The plan for me on this podcast is to touch on a variety of subjects, some national, some local, and have a diverse group of guests that I think will be of interest to our listeners. I certainly have some opinions, some of those are even informed, about the hot topics of college athletics, of which there's no shortage in this chaotic time. You should definitely anticipate the occasional passionate rant about some of these issues when warranted, in my opinion. By the way, that's what I'm calling my version of this podcast, IMO, and while it usually stands for in my opinion, I'm going to personalize it and make it in Mac's opinion. And I'll have a lot of those. I'm sincerely interested in your opinions on these topics or any topics you think we need to discuss. Also, if you have any suggestions about folks you'd like to hear on this platform, just let me know. I'll be on Pirate Radio Live with Clip Brock and crew every Tuesday afternoon at 3. Well, here on the Pirate Radio Podcast, my first guest as the host of the podcast is a good friend, Brian Meadows. Now, everybody here knows Brian Meadows. Everybody listening knows Brian Meadows. And we've had a lot of conversations. You've heard him talk a lot, even on this station. But we've got some questions today that I don't think he's necessarily been asked. But Brian has been an icon here in the community for a long time, now works at ECU in the athletic department. And Brian, welcome to the podcast.
That's a lofty introduction, but really thank you.
Can you live up to all that?
No. I've managed not to get fired over the years. I did get pulled off a radio show once, and now you're telling me I have to answer things I haven't already answered. Now I know I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I jumped the shark when I said icon.
Yes, you did. You're going for those rating points, aren't you, Fonzie?
All right, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning of your relationship with East Carolina University. But first, everybody knows you work at ECU, but tell everybody exactly what your job is.
Okay, so it switched a lot since you were one of the ones who suckered me into coming over and leaving TV.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, you did do that. So when I first started, the idea was I would be a media specialist. So I would come in, do interviews with coaches, players, features, things like that. And my basic job that I had all 3 seasons, you had football, basketball, baseball shows, TV shows. So at the time when you guys suckered me over, I believe we had just started Ruffin McNeil's television show, and that was 2010 when I came over. I think it was January of 2011. Anyway, but so I take care of all the TV shows, production. Sometimes I do features, voiceover stuff if I need to.